just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see. It's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see. It's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Wild. Yeah!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Backyard wrestling, the scourge of our nation's youth. No, I'm not talking about whacking your buddy with a pine cone or knocking your sister into the hedges. That's good, clean fun. These backyard wrestlers are beating each other brain dead with light bulbs and barbed wire. Why?
JCW's on another sold-out tour, leaving buckets of blood and body parts on arena floors. Then we pull into a truck stop for some gas. And because Jay had to take his medicine. That's purely speculation. All of a sudden, a brawl breaks out. Whoa! We watched the carnage unfold, and it's wicked. So then these kids, they light up the gas pumps. Our truck, our ring, it's all poof. It ain't funny. No ring, no truck, no tour. We owe you a wicked clown beatdown. Yeah, well, payback's a bitch, motherfucker.
Wrestling and red meat.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing Meltzer.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know?
What's the point?
California Smack.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me have my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. You'll be like my favorite movie. Time. Celebrate Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves safe.
By Pro Wrestling Clips. Flutes are civil. Conan broke the internet with his Vikingo contract news, though. Everyone's saying he's going to WWE.
Well, they can say whatever they want. That's not happening right now, that's for sure.
What do we got? Super Dave, Pro Wrestle Clips. Tony Khan has Camille and Megan Baines sitting at home being paid since 2023 for nothing. Come on now. It's not going to be the pod calling some kettle black on that one. Truth is the truth. Vacker was more over than Monet. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm reading slow. Vacker was more over than Monet and is going to the big times. Absolutely. And I said that. I think I covered that show. In fact, I know we did. And I pointed out, I'm going to go back and listen to my own comments. But I did make a mental note, and I think I did point out that I thought she looked really good because I had never seen her before. And now that you pointed out, I don't want to say she looked better than Mercedes, but I think the expectation was a little higher for Mercedes, obviously. And perhaps Stephanie exceeded hers and perhaps Mercedes didn't.
I'm fucking muted. What's up, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah, I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks, and as you see here, a Dynamite card that we're about to get into. I am your host, Phil Marks, and we have a doozy today, man. Lots going on. I'm excited. After Monday's show, I'm like, there's not going to be enough news, and then, of course, there's always enough news. And there's always enough fun things to react to, and that's why you guys are here. Welcome to PWT, folks. Over 100 of you in here across both channels. You know how we're going to do. We're going to ask for 100 likes on the Clips channel, please and thank you. And anybody in the chat who don't like it can suck my bowels. So speaking of chat, I'm going to check in with you guys as I do. We got a lot to get to today. My word, man. What do we got? Tony Khan fumbled chants on NXT during Ricky Saint's match. That was pretty crazy. So we are going to react to that. Also, we have Thunder Rosa. This just happened, where a clip of her on Busted Open giving basically a hostage video is what someone said, and it looks like that. So we're going to go over that as well with her situation with Megan Bain there. Let's see. Dave Meltzer was going to war with Marie Shadows over the Chris Charlton stuff, right? And she kind of owned him too. It's pretty funny. We're going to cover all that. AEW possibly could be getting dumped by Max, as far as Max is dumping. Like, okay, for those of you who don't know, as we cover here on the show, WBD, they're starting to compartmentalize, and they're going to, this isn't just like sports. This is they did it already with comics. They're doing it to video games, movies, all of that stuff. If you guys aren't familiar with like Movie Marvin and That Park Place, he wrote a piece about how Rocksteady Games and they're keeping it alive, even though everything's going awry in WBD. Okay. It has been for years now. This isn't anything new. So Max is like getting rid of their sports stuff. We're going to fucking take a look at that and maybe get someone smarter than me in here to break that down a little bit. We'll read the Hollywood Reporter or whoever dropped that story as well. What else? The Sickos are just unhinged. Do you guys notice, man, every year right around this same time, the Sickos get so unhinged, right? And then the Meltzer being wrong just gets ramped up, especially when it pertains to the Anoa'i family and The Rock. Right? And WWE just in general. So we got some Sickos to get to. We couldn't plow through them all last show. As you guys know, it took a long ass time. So we're going to get into that. And yeah, make sure you guys run those likes up. And then we won't get visited by Jericho. Unless you guys want Jericho. Because he's here in studio. We got him live in the flesh. So everyone get your soda waters ready. Right. I have some iced coffee here as well. I'm still battling this cold, dude. It will not go away. Okay. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's been like 2 weeks, I want to say, of just battling this thing, man. But it's coming together. And of course, we're going to watch Dynamite. So AEW as well. Pardon me. I have to blow my nose. You know, AEW's been on a string of some pretty good shows, you know, as far as like overall for AEW, right? So that's like a C+, B-. They've been operating at like a B- lately, you know, maybe C+. And yeah, so let's see if they can continue that a bit more tonight. Yeah, hopefully Thunder Rosa and Megan Bayne are they booked? I don't know. Let's look at this card. I don't know. So Konosuke Takeshita is taking on Orange Cassidy in a Revolution International Championship Series. So again, just Tony Khan just loves to like slap titles on things and just say random shit to try and garner interest because the storytelling doesn't stand on its own, which is what it is. Cassidy's back. I mean, that's just... Yeah, people are just tired of seeing him. I really, truly think that the show's been better without him on it, right? Without so much Daniel Garcia on it. No offense. I'm just saying. Everyone's like, the show's been better. Who's been gone? Orange Cassidy. Huh? Is that a coincidence? I'm not saying his absence makes the whole show better. I'm not saying they can't figure out how to use him correctly. But again, what does Tony do? What does the Young Buck do? What does Cassidy do? Shit goes bad, they disappear, and then it starts getting good again, and then they want to show up and be like, oh, hey, what's going on here? So he's just plugged in the main event? Like, hell no. Hell to the nah. They are cooking on a few different levels here. Not even Ricochet or some shit. You know what I mean? Come on now. I don't know. Kind of crazy to just bring Cassidy back and be like, here's fucking Cassidy. Again, bro, I thought we left this in 2023. I thought we left this, you know, like I thought we were getting momentum here. So this episode of Dynamite really just feels like all the stuff that Tony Khan's been like, oh, I forgot about this stuff. So like Deonna Purrazzo, right? Oh, I forgot about that. Was a group I made. They better have a match with Harley, which hopefully Harley gets the win and they push her more. That's a good win too, Deonna. Harley, okay, I'm not mad at that. You're building up Harley, all right. But it's like, what made you think of them all of a sudden? You know, where have they been since you put them together? Since you brought Deonna in and people were behind it. And then now she just tiptoes back in out of nowhere. I get it. Oh, well, she's studying for her thing, Phil. Okay, good for her. But this is a television show, right? A weekly live television show. We got to figure out how to do that first and then worry about all that other shit. Daniel Garcia and FTR. I mean, come on, man. And then here's the other problem. Didn't Daniel Garcia just run off the Whitepool Bumbleclot clan with Matt Menard and Ange and Luke? What the fuck is it? Cool Hand Luke, Cool Hand Ange, Angelo Parker. change their names all the time. No. But he ran them off with them. So then now, but then instead of them being in a trios match, it's like, here's Garcia with FTR, because FTR can't just be a tag team in a tag match and establish your tag division. They got to just be in random trios every fucking time we see them now. And we can't have Garcia with the boys that he's been palling around with, that are in his former crew and that he's running off the Bomba Clot clan with. We can't have him team with those guys at least. Not that I'm even saying, oh, I want to see Matt Menard in them so badly, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? And then against, the Undisputed Elite or whatever, the Undisputed Kingdom, just again, they come across like a shell of what they once were. Again, if the trios division was more established, we would be like compelled to see a matchup for the number one contendership to take on the Bomba Clot clan. But instead, it's just thrown together FTR and FT Garcia, right? A bounty match. Don't know what the fuck that means. Brian Keith versus Will Ospreay. Okay, I bet that'll be like probably the best match on the card. We'll hear from Swerve. MJF appears live. Okay, that seems like every week. Both of them, we hear from them, or they appear live, or a mixture of both in a different combination. And then, that main event that just definitely, I don't know. You guys tell me. Let's check in with chat. Whitest Rabbit says, I bought the NXT Hardy Boy shirt. I'm a Fed mark. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's a really, really awesome shirt. It's just a throwback, and what's old is new nowadays. So the nostalgia member berries is amazing. And it was so good seeing them on NXT. Like, I was smiling ear to fucking ear. And that's the thing. In TNA, you're watching them like, oh, I just hope they don't get hurt. Oh, they got a bit of spring back in their step compared to when they were in AEW, right? But then it's like they come to NXT and it just revitalized, my fandom for them and whatnot. Whitest Rabbit's been a member for 3 months. Thank you for 3 months of membership. I appreciate that a lot. And that's my Dynamite preview. Hopefully you guys like that. I'll check in with chat a bit here. Pumps and a Bump. TNA talent getting WWE merch. Yeah, apparently. Well, we got news. Hardys are nearly 50. Exactly. That's why, I maintain what I said. I don't want to. Well, they're saying they might get a main roster run. Look, I don't necessarily need to see them get a main roster run. I don't care about all that. In NXT, it's cool. Like, you guys, NXT is developmental. So, again, at the end of the day, it is. So, yes, they have to work with veterans. Just like when OVW, all these marks cope over this shit and go, oh, developmental, then why is Bailey dough? Well, I don't know, dummy. Why was Kane in fucking OVW or whatever? Why did Big Show go there and put Batista over when he was the Leviathan? Because you fucking have to do that. And that's why you have a relationship and you develop talent. You have to put them in there with guys at that level. It's just like in MMA too. You don't get better at grappling if you don't go in there with guys who beat the shit out of you or who are 10 times better than you, So, fucking, where was I going with that? The Hardys. Yeah. So I'm happy with them in NXT, but I'm also not like, oh, yeah, main roster. Let's see them get a title run and shit. I don't care about none of that. But them versus Fraxium in like a ladder match or something, sure. And for those of you who are like, no, trust me, they're doing them in TNA. They are making them work. The Hardys aren't being too terribly stupid. Jeff will still jump off high shit. You can't ever stop him from doing that, But it's good for those guys to get in there with like the Hardys and stuff like that. And the history that goes along with, Fraxium. I think Fraxium will win the TNA tag titles. I do. I think they're going to do double duty. They're on a historic NXT tag title reign. I called this a while back, by the way, too. Fucking Phil don't miss, man. You go back and check it. So I think they're going to carry both and go, and not like a long time or anything, but I could see Fraxium holding both sets of belts. And then the Hardys, apparently they're getting primed up for like a main roster mini run. I don't know. I would just put them in the goddamn Hall of Fame. I wouldn't worry about like trying to get them on Raw or SmackDown or anything like that personally, but I'm not hating either. That was a tremendous NXT, the whole show. We're going to talk about some of that. What was the other thing on that show? Yeah, the Tony Khan fumbled thing. So we're going to get into that as well. Main roster, yes, John and Chat, who I'm not familiar with seeing you all the time, but yeah, the dirt sheets are saying that. So I don't know. I'm not calling for that, but yeah, John's and Chat. He's like, oh, come on now, Phil. That's not very apparent.
Come on now, Eric.
Hey, man, that's what the sheets are saying, not me, bruv. I'm just, you guys will get it as we dive into Phil Marks' book, Marks, which we're about to get into. Love wrestling bios, dude. One of the most underrated channels, legit. Shout out Wrestling Bios. Hit me up, bro. Let's collab or something. Like, yeah, just a dude who like drops videos that'll get like no views. I'm pretty sure that's the one, right? Or no, maybe I'm thinking of another one. Sorry, Wrestling Pod, I think is the one I'm thinking of. Everyone go look up Wrestling Pod. Shout out Wrestle Bios too, Wrestling Bios, but Wrestling Pod. We always try to put on other channels here at PWT. I'm gonna look it up right now for you guys. He always has the orange thumbnails. You guys know what I'm talking about? His thumbnails are always orange. He's got like hours of like I hate Hulk Hogan shit. That guy there, he'll drop shit that gets like no views, and I'm like, God damn, man. I feel that. You know, I'm with you. You know, I believe in John Hendry. Yes. Where is it? I'm gonna find it and plug the channel proper because but yes, Bios is awesome too. Those guys are really good. But the one I was talking about was, I gotta scroll all the way down, I bet. I'll find it for you guys. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Wrestling Bios. Yeah, so that's not the one I was talking about initially, but they're fucking amazing. You can just put them on and fall asleep to their stuff. Wrestling with Sleep. No, that's not it. It's called like Wrestle Pod. I know I'm wasting time plugging, not wasting time, but I'm plugging some other channel instead of my own shit. Here we go. I don't even know. Maybe it's not even a channel anymore. No, I think it was that one. Whatever. Who gives a shit? It's Wrestle Pod or Wrestle with Sleep or some shit. Anyways, subscribe to patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. Pro Wrestle Times YouTube channel is its own channel. That's the main like RSS feed podcast channel. This is where the replay. Someone was asking me, oh, no replay of last Monday. Yeah, it's over on the the Pro Wrestle Times channel rather than Pro Wrestle Clips is the main channel. Subscribe to this. Run the likes up to 100, please and thank you. Wrestling Pod, thank you. Yeah, so it's just okay. Let's get into 55 likes. Let's run those up to 100, guys. You know I'm gonna beg for them, and the fucking sickos hate it.
You gotta be a hoe.
Just following Monet's advice, guys. I don't know. Okay, so what do you guys actually, we got miscellaneous and stuff, so we're gonna do that first and get into some light news, and then we will get into all of the juicy stuff I know you guys want. Let's take a look here at some epic memes. So check this one out. Someone just like grokked this. Amazing. Mike Glass, a throne of flutes, and then someone's Luis Ramirez, typical Uncle Dave. Hi, Wendy. I'll take a Big Mac, large fries, and a Fanta. This is a Wendy's, dumbass. And then the flute in the painting in the background. That shit is hilarious. So shout out everyone making memes and stuff like that. Let's see here. Miscellaneous news. We got a few things. We'll jump over to this tab over here. And some Vince stuff. It's funny how Vince is like in miscellaneous news now because he's persona non grata in the Federation. You know what I mean? So Luis Ramirez with the flutes in chat. So Zeta collapsed after her match. Zeta Steels, I believe, is that her name? And she is the WWE ID prospect, the one who was like at the Performance Center the other week. And this guy, SNSR 619, is saying, I hope she's fine. I'm glad medical came to her quick enough. And then she actually responded. We have her response. I believe it's up here. And she's like, I passed out because, let me see. Zeta Steel, she said, I collapsed after my match last night due to lack of sleep and eating. So let this be a reminder to take care and listen to your body. Yeah, fuck yeah, real talk there. And I'm glad she's okay too. That's scary. So I posed the question on X, is this too far or nah? Okay. And it's HUT Pro. I'm not even sure. I saw this clip on like Instagram or something. Heart of Texas. So HOT Pro Wrestling. And this guy comes out and just heals like a motherfucker on children.
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Yo, that's awesome.
Axel, Texas.
And it's funny because the kid doesn't get why everyone's laughing at him after, too. I've been there. Flips the baby off at the end. Yo, that's the funniest part. Right there. That is fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my God. Shout out Matt Locke. Is that too far, chat? Let me know. Is that going too far? Or is that right on point for a job in AEW? No, I'm joking. Ezekiel Jackson is coming back. The former Intercontinental Champion is set to wrestle his first match in 10 years. Shout him out, man. Miro Works' first post AEW match. He worked against Alberto El Patron in Qatar, probably for a big old bag. And TNA was actually associated with the show. And I don't think the results are out yet. But again, the sickos jump on him and they're like, oh, he refuses to job in AEW and goes and jobs and to fucking Alberto. And it's like, I don't know if he did. I think the results are still being kept, aren't even released yet. So, and even if he did lose, he got paid probably shitloads of money to do that. And yeah, and he's probably presented as a former WWE superstar and shit, bro. I wouldn't worry about it, sickos. You guys weren't worried this whole time that he's been not on the fucking TV show that we've been begging him to be on. So here's a little funny. I don't know if this is a sicko. Maybe this should have been in the sick. It actually should have been, but I put it in miscellaneous. So here's a throwback to a dude who got robbed and tells his story. But the thing that bummed him out. Now, this isn't as sad as like, you guys know that documentary on Netflix, Making a Murderer, where that dude ended up really being the murderer. Like the documentary tried to make it out like he was innocent, but then really all that shit got debunked. And it was like, no, he's actually guilty of this shit. And then when he was told he was going to jail, there was that phone call where he's like, oh, so I'm going to miss SummerSlam. You know, this is sort of like that. So let's watch this. This popped me hilariously.
Shot in the eye during a robbery last week, Thomas was taken to the hospital in critical condition. His son, Henry, at his side.
There were moments where he was in and out. And at one of the moments I asked him, did he want to hear about the people that were stopping by or calling? And he nodded his head yes.
Doctors told Thomas he'll likely lose vision in that eye. He's going to Philadelphia next week to seek a second opinion.
He's got a ways to go, I think. But to watch the progress over the last 6 days, I guess. It's been incredible.
Thomas says he used to be a groovy pessimist, an outlook on life that's changed over time and helped.
That preclude maybe present understanding, but
this turns out it's wrestling that really ruined his week.
That's the worst thing that happened to me all week. The Rock beat Punk. Did you know that?
Now, Thomas was referring to WWE superstars The Rock and CM Punk. The two squared off this past weekend, and as you heard, Thomas not too thrilled that The Rock won that match.
The worst thing that happened to me, the goddamn Rock beat Punk. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Sickos for the win. Let's give him a sicko just because, let's be honest, we're all sickos and wackos here. Some just take it to a whole other level. So in case you missed it, Maple Leaf Pro, TNA World Champ Rich Swann is coming to MLP. So I guess he's just really done with TNA. And yeah, KC Navarro's just officially filled that slot. And we won't get the trio of the Rich Swann joining them again, maybe one day. But as of now, working with MLP. And yeah, hopefully he's good and he's on the up and up and on the straight and narrow. And yeah, I don't want to like speculate on his last legal trouble there, but in Canada, it's kind of hard to get into Canada when you have things, you know? So in or out. So yeah, I don't know. Be thankful he can still work, and hopefully he's on the right path with whatever's going on in his life where, yeah, shit keeps popping off when he seems to be really peaking. And, you know, like when he's at the tippy top of his game, 2 or 3 times now he's had shit happen, right? Am I mistaken? Like he was cooking with AJ Francis. He was cooking as cruiserweight champion. I think before too, he was the world champ in Impact. And I think something happened there when he dropped the belt there to Kenny, like not long after. So yeah, just praying he's doing well, you know? So Reiklon Stevens, I believe I said that correctly, is preparing to make his in-ring debut. Ezekiel Jackson. He said, I'll be doing a few of these vlogs leading into my first match back in a few years. I'm scheduled to be at FWE in North Carolina on March 15th. I keep asking myself if I ended my career the way I wanted to. And for the most part, I didn't. I've always had that little bit of a chip on my shoulder. I want to end this the way that I want to. I've always had a bucket list of people that I would love to compete against. So we're looking into scheduling a few things. I'm accepting bookings, and this should be fun. I'm excited to see how this plays out. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that people thought ended his shit prematurely, you know? Pause. No did. No, but he's dipped out, and everyone is kind of like, damn, Ezekiel, you could have did more there, I feel like. So I don't know, moving along. Here is the New Japan Cup that kicks off at Korakuen Hall. I want to say it correctly. I always just say Korakuen, but I know that's not how you say it, but it's Korakuen Hall. And yeah, here we go. You got Tsuji taking on Evil. David Finlay gets the bye there. Then you have Yuya Uemura taking on Sonata, and then Yoshihashi gets the bye there. And then you have Ryohei Oiwa taking on Chase Owens. And Sabre Jr. gets the bye there. Gabe Kidd versus Ren Narita. Taichi gets the bye. LP, El Plethora, El Phantasmo himself takes on the Great Okan. Umino gets the pass. Naito versus Callum Newman. Jeff Cobb gets a pass. Tomohiro Ishii versus Drilla Maloney. TJP gets the pass. And I believe he re-signed with New Japan. Bolton Oleg and Bad Luck Fale, and then Shingo Takagi gets the pass. So again, if you're just like who, if you're cutting a New Day promo right now, listening to this show, and you're just like who, this is like a fucking pretty stacked tournament for realsies, you know? Like this gets me excited for some New Japan shit. Yeah. Just tune into that. Tune into it. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what to be into, but yeah. So speaking of premature earlier, Alan Cheapshot posts, here's Michael Jackson. I'm so sorry. Michael Jackson on the cover of his 1989 single, Liberian Girl. If you look closely, you'll see, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen here, other screen. He's wearing a copy of the NWA International Tag Team title belt that he has customized. The title was held by teams such as Jenichiru Tenryu and Jumbo Surutaha and the Funks. I like Dore Achamona. Giant Baba's my favorite. Antonio Inoki. Dude, that's pretty fly, though, no? That's pretty sick. They were blinging. Every great entertainer's a wrestling fan to some degree, you know? I hate that asshole Ric Flair, Chimona, and fuck Jim Cornette. To the fortata. Right? So, here we go. Moving along. So, Elektra Lopez breaks her silencio for the first time since her WWE release. And I don't know if she's just using this name. I know WWE ain't hating and they're allowing people to use their names. But to what degree, I don't know. Like, I don't think Xia Li had to change her name. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. I'll actually ask a couple folk on that. But because it's just smarter to own your own trademarks and shit, right? It really just is, no matter what. Like before you go to WWE and after. So it's good to just own your own shit. And if you can really get over, like if Ricky Starks reached world champ level in AEW, they'd have probably just let him keep his name. But I get switching it up. Like it's a fresh start. It's a fresh coat of paint. Just like I get Xia Li wanting to switch it up. It's a fresh coat of paint, you know? But then like a Jordan Grace, it's like, well, you kind of just want to keep doing what you're doing. Anyways, here is Elektra Lopez. I don't even know what this video is. I just bookmarked it. So let's see. Hopefully it's not like an ad for some shit that doesn't sponsor me. I played a couple of those by accident on the show.
Hey everyone, I have some exciting news.
God damn it, she's gorgeous. Here we go.
I am officially on subscriptions.
Yeah,
and I'm super excited.
She's on subscriptions. There you go. How did I know?
Reconnect with all of my family, friends.
I'll tell you why, because I listened to the first couple sentences. I do of everything, but
followers in a brand new way. This next chapter is huge because I'm going to be
okay, go subscribe to her shit, guys. Gonna start plugging .coms. No. Here is Big Van Tetra posted a clip. What the fuck? And this is from PWN or PWJ. I can't necessarily see. Damaged Goods, PWJ there. Let's go.
You shouldn't be able to do a move like that.
No, he shouldn't.
It's a big thick boy here.
Oh no, will you sit down?
Oh shit, he's doing cruiserweight stuff.
See him do that bottom rope acai.
Oh, and then he banged his shit.
Baby mother of...
And then now the guy in the ground's not even selling it. He's just checking if this guy's okay and not snapped in two. God damn it. Big dude, you don't gotta do that. That was kind of cool though, right? Let's watch that one more time.
You shouldn't be able to do a move like that.
No, he shouldn't. Oh no, will you sit down? Doing too much. See him do that bottom rope acai.
Oh man.
Sweet baby mother of God.
It's never good.
Yeah, then he grabs his legs, screams. Ah! Oh my God. You gotta love pro wrestling, huh? Let's see. Vince McMahon, yeah, rumored to be in talks with Fox for his new wrestling company. Yeah, it's gonna air on Fox right after the news. No, Fox denies involvement in rumored new Vince McMahon wrestling promotion. So there you go. Let's pray to God that doesn't happen, folks. And for the love of God, keep planes out of his vicinity. This is a long one here, guys. So this is new footage. All this new footage keeps getting like unarchived. And Vince McMahon Sr. sits down and interviews Bruno Sammartino for like 6 minutes here. I mean,
just normal voice, please.
Okay, Vince, why don't you start? We're rolling.
I don't know if this was uncovered before, but it is. I don't know, man. We're getting lots of new stuff just seen. They're just pulling the curtains back more and then working it like, well, you know what we're doing. It's how Triple H explains it, you know, and that package for Netflix summed it all up. Like, you guys know what's going on here. But there's a video though from a channel called MMA on Point that breaks down actually like where the delineation comes from between pro wrestling and like why pro wrestling is pro but amateur still amateur, even though they're shoot grappling, and like where the catch as catch can style split off, delineated from, you know, basically, I don't know. We should EFAP it together sometime. Maybe I'll do a run-in for that or something like that. But yeah, that should be something cool to react to with you guys, because a lot of people don't know, and it's okay to not know, but it's like a lot of people don't know like where that split happened, and like how to this day even it toes the line. And like now again, everyone's a throwback. Like now a lot of these WWE guys like train MMA shit, you know, like Karrion Kross and stuff. Like they have training. Samoa Joe can box and shit. He knows how to kickbox and shit, you know, like people, you know, they do jujitsu now. Like Shinsuke does jujitsu. He was fucking Lyoto Machida's roommate and stuff. There's like the crossover's always been there, but even at like the high level in WWE now, it's not just like the Hulk Hogan dudes. There's a lot. And like with the NIL, man, those are real athletes, you know? It's not just like bodybuilding athlete. It's like, no, these are real fucking athletes. Anyways, we're not going to watch this whole thing, but I implore you, just go check
Age
it out.
right now, I should be, according to statistics, I should be entering the prime of my career as a professional wrestler, because statistics show that from 30 to 35 are your best years, and I'm just in the 30 mark now. So if I keep training hard, maybe I have a few good years coming ahead of me.
You know, Bruno, I've been in this wrestling game for the past 35 years. And I've seen a lot of great athletes come and go. But I want to go on record as saying that you are, without a doubt, the greatest wrestler I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. That's a great compliment, and I appreciate it. But it's very nice of you. But, you know, in the trips I've made around the world, I've met some fantastic men that I can't visualize, the greats of yesteryear, like they talk about Jim Lundis and Stecker and these fellas who used to weigh at their peak 190 and 200 pounds. And in those days, the giants were the Strangler Lois, who weighed 235, 240, or the Zabiscos at 240s. And yet today, I myself am 265, and I'm lightweight next to some of the men we have today. So I can't visualize, for instance, a Lundis. Can you imagine Lundis against a Monsoon, a 400-pounder?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Love the business. I love shit like that. Whole 6-minute interview. Brilliant stuff, pal. Vince McMahon starting a new fed on OF. Here's a clip of Bret Hart making his one and only appearance in Ring of Honor at Death Before Dishonor 2009. The fucking GOAT. Let's watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the one and only Bret Hitman Hart!
Did they just steal the music back then too? Fuck it. We're on the internet, pal. Who's booking this? Jim Cornette. Fuck it. We're on the internet. No one gives a shit. No one's watching this shit anyways. No. No one's watching this shit anyways. Oh, shit. That's too funny. But listen to the ovation for him. And chat, run those likes up to 100 or fucking Jericho's doing a run-in. Do you guys really want that?
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be back in Toronto. Thank you very much. I just want to say I appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. It's nice to be part of a show. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
He's too like he's always like, I was the greatest ever, but then when you see he gets like bashful when other people put that shit on him. Even when you see interviewers do it, he just kind of like brushes it off and then keeps putting himself over. But it's he's sitting here like, oh, me? No, I don't. Just let me get through my promo, guys. But there, you can tell he's like trying not to let it get to. It's cute. I don't know.
I just want to say that I appreciate being part of a show like this.
But it's funny just because like how much he's always put himself over. You know what I mean? The GOAT, one of the GOATs for sure. So Mrs. Cornette tweeted this out. Friend of the show, Mrs. C, said, we had the most amazing time last night at the Louisville premiere of Queen of the Ring, starring Emily Bett Rickards as Mildred Burke. This was such a great movie. Of course, it's also starring Walt Goggins. Who's the guy? Martin Cove, that's his name, right? From Cobra Kai. Who else is in it? Jim Cornette. You have Tony Storm's in it. Trinity Fatu's in it. Think, Phil. Think. There's other people. I can't remember them all, but go and see this. I'm dying to see it. My mom and stepdad enjoyed every second of it. Thank you to the cast and crew for having us. Bam. So there's old Jimbo there. Hollywood Jimbo. Red carpet Jimbo. You know what I mean? But of course he's at the Louisville premiere. Like he's I'm sure they did one in LA and shit. And he's like, fuck all that. Oh shit. So that's good stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, that was miscellaneous news. How about that? Round of applause for miscellaneous news. Let me check in with chat for a sec. Let me get set up over here. So, Phil Marks, bookmarks, popping as usual. That was miscellaneous news. Yeah, let's get into, I have one MMA one that I just thought was funny. So let's go over here and share this tab. You guys can see that. Here's a sumo wrestler. Okay. And he stops Micah Parsons, an NFL O lineman. Okay. Like nothing. So let's see this. And this is a little sumo wrestler, dude. These are like modern sumo wrestlers. Back in the day, like Bruno was talking about, I think with sumo is maybe a little different. Sumo's like big, massive 400-pound Yokozunas and shit. Akibono, you know? This dude's like an average size guy, but them ham hocks, these fucking legs, dude, these tree trunk thighs, okay? Look, he just stops him, and then look. And then he just laughs at him, dude. Shout out Max, by the way.
I need someone in my weight class. Weight class. I go like this. Weight class.
Weight class, bro. You're like 6 inches taller than that guy. He's like a whole head taller, though. What are you talking about? Damn. So you see that? That's the power of sumo. Ask Yokozuna. Where's Mr. Fuji? It would have been better if Mr. Fuji was there, like managing them. Throws dust in Michael Parsons' eyes. Oh, shit. Oh, that'd be funny. Okay, where else are we going with this madness here today? We got TNA news, so we'll get into this. Let me scroll down to... Okay, folks, I'm going to check in with chat. Show's so stupid. I'm feeling stupid today. Okay, Cash Monet's been a member for 2 months, dude. Thank you so much for your membership for 2 months. Throw salt, yeah. He throws salt. Mr. Fuji works at a movie theater now. I did that when I was young, and that's a good job, man. I would fucking own a movie theater if they made money. Camille. Yeah, isn't it funny? Like, if you guys go back to the beginning of the show, wait till the replay in the live chat. There's like motherfuckers in here hating, and then they run away when the show actually starts. Yeah, it's like, man, keep that hate energy going, bro. But yeah, where are the likes at? So George, we're at 93. I'll give you guys till the end of TNA news to get to 100 likes on the Clips channel, and then I'll stop asking you guys, why do you beg for likes? I don't know, goof with no channel. Do what you're doing. Go play with your toy cars or whatever you're doing. You do your job, I'll do mine. What's that from Star Wars, Anakin? Or who says that? You do your job, I'll do mine. But yeah, Jericho's going to do a run-in on TNA. But I will play a banjo. How about that? So here's a banjo for you guys. Electra Lopez, a.k.a. Carissa Rivera. That's her name. Carissa Rivera was backstage at the TNA taping at Full Sail yesterday. So, of course, she's familiar with Full Sail, and I don't think it's like an ugly separation with WWE, you know? And yeah, let her fucking show up at TNA then. That's what I mean. There's lots of wrestling places to go to these days, you know? So many fucking options. Or you go on What was she? Subscribe Star. What was she selling a subscription? I'm on subscription.com or whatever. So she's already got it, man. Former WWE star Ash by Elegance, who's a TNA star, says her time in the company, WWE, was extremely toxic in the Vince era, for sure. I will be completely open and honest. It was like a very toxic relationship with WWE. It was definitely a roller coaster ride for me in that company. Yeah, she's right where she needs to be in TNA right now. So here's Joe Hendry, and I believe, like, is that Masha Slamovich in this motherfucker? Masha Slamovich about to slam a bitch right here at the New York Islanders game. Boo the Islanders. No. Yeah, so here they are, man. TNA doing mainstream. That's KC Navarro over there. And they're doing like big boy shit here at the New York Islanders on television. Let's see what happened here.
You know what? I've had enough of these questions. Masha, pick them up. Folks, TNA Wrestling is coming to the UBS Arena on July 20th. Get your tickets now. Oh, and by the way, let's go Islanders! You know what?
You know, that could have went off better. Of course, it's hard because everyone is trying to get wrestling a little more mainstream. And also, this is something that the building did. I don't even know if this is television. It looks like it was filmed for something that the building did, obviously, to sell tickets. And, yeah, the crowd reacted a little bit. They don't know what the fuck is going on. Was this the best way to plug this? It's better than not having the chance to do it. You know, it's better than sending Orange Cassidy out there on the fucking Fulham field. And you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was all right. So here is Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. The Hardy Boys return. I think he deleted this. Yeah, so I'm not tripping out. I thought it was just because he has me blocked. I can't like play it. Maybe that is the case, but these two are being complete goofballs. And then Moose responds and is like, two senseless people who don't understand wrestling psychology talk about wrestling. SMH. And yeah, just clowning them. I don't know if Sappy deleted this or what, but yeah, Moose just owning them. And of course, yeah, people are going to clown on TNA now because fucking the Fed, you know? And it's just silly, man. For the Enjoy All Wrestling group and why do you hate on this thing? And then they're allowed to hate on everything. And then everyone's supposed to just sit back and be like, oh no, that's chill that you're hating on all that shit. It's so stupid, man. Yeah, so that was TNA news, ladies and gentlemen. I'll play a banjo for you. How about that? Okay, joining us on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, someone who hasn't been on the show in a while. Never mind. He canceled. He caught a ride and canceled. So, you guys beat me to the punch. I was 1 second.
Stupid idiot.
Right on, chat. Right on. George just said no. People are like, no. Ash by Elegance, more like smashed by elephants. What? What? You're a poet and didn't know it.
You what?
Oh shit, man, that's funny. Not what you said, but how you like made it rhyme, you know? No, Jericho, dude, we were a second away. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Thank you, Travis Pancoast. Sapp ignored Bischoff during an interview. We're gonna get to that right now because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Sicko segment. Right. So get amped up, guys. It's aggression time. It's time to get mad and roast some sickos. So Elboo. Right? L with a B-O-U afterwards, right? It's so funny because some people are like, oh, bro, it's E-boo, like you're typoing. And I'm like, no, it's Elboo. But he, you know, how do you feel about Carmelo Hayes and Miz as a tag team? And Elboo goes, the SmackDown creative team should be disbanded. For an odd couple team? that eventually we likely get babyface Mello out of, dude, when he gets tired of Miz's shit? I don't know, dude. I think you're being a fucking hater. Let's see. Elbu has been studying cage match, so he posts about through almost 2 months. Here's your standings for the current major weekly wrestling TV shows based on cage match average. So Collision's the best show based on cage match. Dynamite, then Raw, then NXT, then SmackDown. And like we knew that would be what they voted for. I'm surprised Rampage isn't still up there because that was just pure wrestling, you know. And yeah, I'm glad Elbu's studying up on. He might need a new gig sometime. You might need to know shit. So here's some people who are down with the sickness. Here's r/AEW Fan Hub. This really checks out. What a contrast from guys coming from elsewhere who had to grind and truly knew what it means to build connection without the machine. Right? Read this. This is from The Observer. Well, we already read this. This is The Observer, I think 2 shows ago. We talked about how Dave wrote this whole long piece about like all the WWE people have this mind virus where it's like, actually, I can't do any jobs, Tony Khan. I won't lose to anyone, you know? And so the r/Fan Hub, which should be the r/Tarded. No, but dude, all of Reddit. That's what Reddit's name should be changed to. But this really checks out. What a contrast from guys coming from elsewhere who had to grind and truly knew what it means to build connection without the machine. Talking like the Hardy Boys or like someone just slapping everyone in the face. Like John Cena doesn't have a real connection with people. Like what? Think about the people in AEW who did come from WWE, who mostly are all from WWE. So Joe Hendry doesn't have a connection with the people, and he's going to go to WWE where he's going to build a greater connection with the people. It's always just fucking cope with everyone. It never lays out consistently when you fucking try to line it up or stack it up. And yeah, that's why we roast these fools. So on February 7th, Ari Emanuel said this on the Pat McAfee show. Basically, yeah, so the Sickos are coming out in full force defending Meltzer. Imagine defending Dave Meltzer in 2025. The motherfucker last year lied about dead people who weren't dead, thought he had an internal memo from Fightful, and it was just Mark who doctored a fake spreadsheet and put it in the Fightful Discord. Right? Like this shit is ludicrous that people would still be defending this guy and not being able to just laugh when I roast him or when other people roast him. But the whole Fightful and Meltzer and them all saying, oh, it really fucked things up backstage. Yes, I know that's what people tell you when they're lying to you, right? Because they don't want you to know the truth. Or I know that's what you're making up. But ultimately, Cody posted a video where him and The Rock are sipping tequila. The fucking date that The Rock showed up that's when it showed up. We know for a fact, wrestlers have pointed it out. Liv Morgan pointed out on a piece of her merch. She's like, this is my favorite shirt because nobody found the Easter egg yet. They're putting Easter eggs in shirts, in graphics, and you got to watch the background of the show to see Demon Finn Balor is looking over Finn as he's arguing with the Judgment Day. You have to pay attention. This is a show for nuanced people who like Easter eggs, who want to watch things that shock them or things with rewatchability. Like, you guys ever Cobra Kai season 6, then you go back and watch the first 5 seasons or whatever the fuck, because it's good and you find little nuggets you didn't see before. That's what the fuck they're creating with WWE, man. It's content for everything, for everyone. Okay. And I know it's hard for people who are trapped in bubbles and only think about themselves to wrap their fucking heads around. Okay. But yes, Cody did that purposefully because everything's purposeful with these people right now. I don't know what they got to do to prove that to you other than, is that like a little X graphic in the background? Is CM Punk returning? Boom, he returns. Shinsuke's talking about Punk on TV, hitting GTSs. He fucking returns because everyone starts going, is Punk coming back? Is Punk coming back? Is Punk coming? When Punk did commentary at CFFC, pardon me. Okay. War Pigs was playing in the background at the show, owned by the UFC, by the way, that he does commentary for, owned by TKO and all that. they were playing War Pigs while he's joking with John Morgan about, hey, oh, you going back to, you making your way back to WWE or whatever? Are you going to pop up anywhere anytime soon? Punk, it was War Pigs. He came back at Survivor Series. Like, guys, yes, that's just Punk, let alone all the Wyatt Six shit, let alone the stuff Liv's pointing out in her merch that nobody's even picking up on, let alone everything, right? Let alone some people were even saying too, like, oh, when The Rock put the 3 up in the air, someone pointed something out with that. They're like, it's the 3rd week and he came back or some shit. I don't know. But let's say that is the case. Or let's say they just lucked into that. All I'm saying is they are laying Easter eggs. Further proof of this. So, like, literally, I'm trying to not argue with Sickos. I'm getting arguments with Sickos on X again, guys. Ooh, your boy Phil, okay? Trying to explain to these fools, no, that's intentional, bro. That's why Cody did that. And then here's Ari Emanuel also stooged it on Pat McAfee, which we covered on this show, right? We talked about, we'll see, The Rock's going to be there more than people.
Elimination Chamber, March 1st.
Toronto.
I think there's some pretty good things going to happen there.
Do you think so?
Oh, I do.
Well, what are you in?
So what's happening there? One of the first shows in how long that has John Cena, CM Punk, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, all slated to be on that show. You think he didn't know that before? That John Cena, The Rock, that it was going to be an overloaded, crazy show?
In the writer's room? What is this guy? What is this guy?
Yeah.
What is this guy? How involved in all these businesses are you? You're updated every single day?
I'm in them. I'm not in them. Like, I don't pick the fights and I don't pick what's going on at the WWE, but on the business side, yeah. But I hear things.
Okay, so
I don't know. I mean, that could be, you could say, oh, well, that's about John Cena. But then The Rock and Cody have a thing at the Chamber. Ari is friends with The Rock. Is Ari friends with Cena? I don't think so. Do they have business working ties? I'm sure there have been paths have crossed and shit. He's friends with The Rock. Okay? It's that simple. Who do you think he was talking about, man? Holy fuck. These sickos, bro. We're not arguing with you, motherfuckers. So shout out Rep MJ. I'm not even reading your shit because I probably just said everything before you did or after you did just on my show. Thanks for the tweet. Love you, bud. So here's Elbu going at Julian Weeks, right? And I'll give Julian Weeks this. He's a great follow. Now, he's not overly negative about AEW, but whenever there is like a shitty thing that happens in AEW, he just will tweet about that, right? But he doesn't be shitty about it. He's just like, damn, this is fucked. Which that's his fucking prerogative. And then he just tweets positively about WWE and shit. And that's his prerogative. Again, even people who just tweet positively about AEW, no problem with that. I follow a bunch of accounts like that. If they don't block me, you know, I don't give a shit. But yeah, Elbu just thinking about Julian Weeks here. SMH, why y'all complaining, LMAO? N-word stay virtue signaling. And saying like this is what Julian Weeks would say if WWE is going to start doing the UFC Manosphere content soon. What's the UFC Manosphere? Because Trump goes to the fights. That's a Manosphere. Are you fucking joking, dude? God damn it. Especially UFC that's been really like pushing women's sports on the forefront. One of the only major sports where watching the women compete is equally as and sometimes more exciting than watching the men, which you can't say that about basketball or anything else, right? But it's a manosphere now. I just hate these weird, this is the virtue signaling, you know? But yeah, Julian Weeks responds. He's like, somebody sent me this, and I haven't said a word about your gossiping ass, even when the whole IWC was clowning you. If you're going to talk about me, don't do it from a private account, dog. I'm sorry that I don't hate watch shows or scream, I hate cinema every day. Enough with you. Whatever. Yeah, fucking Elbu. Always taking L's. So this sicko here, Eddie Wenrick, says, Hogan slamming Andre is overrated. Steamboat and Savage is a much better match in moment at the end. Now, this is what gets everyone triggered. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, the draw is the draw, and that's the point of fucking pro wrestling. I'm so sorry. That's the point of it, right? So we can break that down with an MMA on point video. If we have fucking time, we'll EFAP it tonight. But yeah, that's what it was about at the end of the day. When you say, what's the objective of pro wrestling? It's just this simple. It's working people into garnering heat and working a shoot to sell a bunch of tickets to have a bunch of people see you work a shoot or watch it on TV or shoot. You know, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's just about working people into believing there's a conflict between two other people and that they're really going to fuck each other up. And what they realized was, if we can do this more, if we work, we don't have to, we can fight like 5 more times this week and make 5 times the money and travel around more and just make more money instead of shoot fighting each other and people out of the crowds at circuses. If we just work the matches, these were real shooters, but they figured it out. They're like, if we just work the matches, we'll make more money. Boom. That's where pro wrestling split off. And then they went, if we do crazy shit in characters, we'll make even more money. So that's where it split off. And then the amateurs remained amateurs. People don't understand that. Yes, the pro wrestling aspect is about getting heat and working people into buying fucking tickets. That's literally what it is at the end of the day. So Hogan, the better physical wrestler. No, not at the physical athleticism and the moves and shit. No. At what the objective is at the end of the day of the pro wrestling business. Yes, he was the GOAT in that aspect and the reason people were at Mania, you know. But yeah, Bully's like, tell that to the 93K plus. Well, actually, it was like more like 74,000, Tony Khan. Bully Ray Brian. Savage Steamboat may have stole the show, but without Hulk and Andre, there's no show. Good talk. Brush your hair. Bully's so good on that LFG show too. Like, even if he's like putting it on for the cameras, he's good shit, pal. Julian Weeks says, see, this is what I'm talking about. I was minding my business, live tweeting SD, and I get this shit. They try to force them into every wrestling convo. So Julian says, this man, Jacob Fatu, just did a damn suicide dive and then followed it up with a swanton bomb. How is this motherfucker real? And then this guy, yeah, look at this dude. AEW every week, Mr. Weeks. And then this meme. That's right. You get in there and derail that conversation. It's not about AEW, but get in there and make it about AEW. It's fucking what it is, dude. He's talking about Jacob Fatu, and then this guy, if you watch AEW every week. It's like, no, he's not putting over the moves necessarily. He's putting over the guy doing the moves and how buttery smooth he does them. Right? It's not impressive that that Dante Martin can do backflips, bro. It's pretty. If you see him, you're like, oh yeah, that guy probably can do a backflip. You know what I'm saying? When you see Jacob Fatu do it, you're like, holy shit, this is crazy. The land of the giants, brothers, you know? Oh, man. And Jacob, I don't even know how tall he is, like 6 foot something, 6 feet, you know, but he's husky, man. And that dude can flip around. It's just so funny, though. Every week, it's like, yeah, that's the problem. Every week, you don't see a fucking guy do this type of shit on WWE. That's why it's so impressive, bro. What don't you get about that? Moving along here. So Rhea Ripley says, I shouldn't have to say this. Don't ever send fan mail to my house. Terrible, Rhea Ripley. That is by mail or self-delivered. That is 100% not okay. Yeah, you fucking sickos. Here's this guy. Matt Goins says, I'll make today's post short and sweet. I predict that by the end of 2025, Bandito will be a bigger star for AEW than Penta is for WWE. I think that Triple H doesn't know how to book luchadors. What? Oh my God. It's the exact opposite, bro. Holy fuck. Especially at a main event level, and Penta will be forgotten about by year's end. Meanwhile, Tony Khan is determined to push Bandito to the moon on what? Ring of Honor? And he'll have plenty of top talent to work with. He's an overall better wrestler. The crowd, again, at what? The physical aspect? They're both real fucking good, right? Bandito's really good. But again, I mean, how many times has Penta knocked himself out on his debut after injury? You know, I think that one automatically loses you a few points. But plus, he's not just spamming the annoying Cero Miedo 50 times. Man, so again, like he's not doing that, and you would never say this about him if he was in AEW. To put my money on Bandito as AEW's next big star. Yeah, man, some people are fucking real delusional. Shut up, Bandito, though. But yeah, this guy, for instance, this guy freaks out. He's like, he sat at home in protest for a year to lose to Alberto Del Rio. And then you click on the article and it says in the article, and I quote it, results are not currently available. Dumb fuck, learn how to read. So Grumpy Omega here. Yeah, learn how to read, buddy. You read the fucking article. Actually read the article. Right? That's why these people are just rage bait. 5.3K likes of rage bait morons. You know what I mean? The results aren't even fucking available, dude. So just don't talk shit. Speaking of talking shit, Baydala, sorry, y'all, not currently watching NXT, but I heard it's been good. Yeah, were you advised by AEW talent to tweet this out, Baydala?
Shut up, bitch.
Such a goober. Elboo. Listen to what this creep says, dude. Had a good time with DPW last night. Think I'm going to hang out with her again. Trying to take it slow. Not claiming anything just yet. I was just trying to be a gentleman. We didn't even make out or anything, but she's got good principles. Raised right. I could see this being something now that I gave it a shot. Bro, when I read this to my wife, you should have seen the fucking look on her face of just cringe and disgust. I think I quote tweeted this and I was like, man, this dude is a sicko. I swear to fucking God, man. Dude is down so bad. Remember him like thirsting over Julia too? Ugh, man. Dude's get out and touch somebody. You know what I mean? So here it is. Here is Sean Ross Sapp. Just like people were pointing out how Sapp was just blatantly disrespecting Bischoff. Now Bischoff was like, I'm cool with it. He was like, dude, I didn't feel disrespected. We actually had a good chat and this was silly, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't get what Sapp was doing. Sapp did this to try and make Bischoff look dumb and make it like, oh, you're just saying old man, boring, uninterested shit. It's called sandbagging someone. Now, also Sapp just fucking is. It's the same thing. Like, okay, remember the video when Sapp was interviewing Tony at the All In or whatever, and he's looking off camera, and then people were like, no, give him the benefit of the doubt. For real, it's likely it's TV or they have a production, so there's a producer off screen and he's looking over to him. No, it's not that, man. It's that he doesn't give a fuck. Okay? The dude in every interview I see him in is the most disinterested guy. And that's the thing. Guys, trust me when I say this. There's lots of people who ask to come on this show, and there's lots of people who I want to come on this show that I still don't. I don't just cloud it with people and shit because I'll tell you why. I'm never going to fucking have a disinterested conversation with someone. That's a waste of everyone's time. I'm telling you, he's doing like the old, oh, you're an old man, you don't get it thing. It's just what it is. And Bischoff doesn't have to be like, fuck you. He doesn't have to say anything. He can still think it was a good time and be like, I disagree. That doesn't matter. But I'll let you guys be the judge for yourself. Of course, the Barrows are here, Barrow, to let us know their thoughts, Barrow. So here, let's watch this. Shout out Vince Russo's castrating the marks, and shout out Fightful, and shout out 83 Weeks and Eric Bischoff.
Watch that.
Popcorn when I'm walking behind the talent, walking into the ring. AEW has they maintained, they haven't increased.
I'm surprised Eric's not calling him on it. I really am, bro. Like, Eric's the kind of guy that's going to call you on that. I'm a little surprised,
Values, of course. They haven't really lost any production values other than the fact that.
Like, what could he possibly be typing or Googling while Eric's talking? And it's because he doesn't care what Eric has to say. He took this as an opportunity. It's almost like trolling him in real time. You know what I mean? And it's just to diminish anything Eric has to say. And again, people jump at Fightful like, oh, I gotta go be. I'm telling you guys, man. Okay, like people can compare views and shit. It's all good. Like, I have fucking very small subscribers compared to a lot of channels that I destroy in live viewers and get more views than every single day. So that's all I'm saying. I've done an interview with the same person. A Sapp had more views on the clips of it than the entire fucking interview, his entire interview. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm like. Yeah, you gotta fucking. It's not worth it to come on here just to humiliate yourself. It's no longer. These platforms aren't like the end all be all anymore to get your voice out there, to be heard if you're a wrestler. I'm telling you guys, man, it's a whole new guard, a whole new wave of shit incoming. And yeah, I'm glad to be at least riding it. I don't know. I like to think I'm on the forefront of it. There's a lot of OGs who came way before, of course, but really just taking the ball and running with it. I like to think I'm one of them. But yeah, for Eric to humiliation ritual himself like this on fucking Fightful, like, what did you think was gonna happen, dude? You know, Eric should have known better than to even, bro. These people think you're a fucking bro. These people think you're a fucking joke. I just got to do it like Russo the whole time. Eric, these people hate you. They fucking hate you, bro. You don't need to go try and show. No, I'm not that unreasonable of a guy. No, dude. Sap, this is purposeful. I disagree with Bischoff. Sap purposefully did this.
You hear him typing?
Yep.
He's typing.
Oh, clearly. He's looking at him. He's looking at the screen. He's
Yeah,
clearly.
you can hear him clacking the key.
I'm surprised Eric's not calling him on this.
How? I can't believe the disrespect here.
Someone in chat said Eazy-E got paid for this. Man, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of value in like this whole like janky promoters try and do this paid in exposure type shit. Now, I'm not saying it's exposure necessarily, but Bischoff, I'm sure, wants like fucking, you know, Sap will go live, get like 1,000 some people, 2,000 watching him. Like, I'm sure Bischoff wants some of that. You know, I'm sure everybody wants some of that. But to just like humiliation ritual, or unless he did get paid. If they paid him, then let him then that makes Sap look even dumber. If Sap paid him and then disrespected him like this, thinking that would get him views or whatever, that's like super cringy, you know? So I would love to know. Maybe I'll super duper chat into Bischoff next time and ask him or something like that. Maybe someone can ask him publicly if he got paid for it. Not that that's anybody's business, but yeah, if he did pay him and then shit on him like this, that's pretty clown behavior, you know? But yeah, what could he possibly be typing while Eric's talking, you know?
Yeah.
They maintained, you know, they haven't increased their production values, of course. They haven't really lost any production values other than the fact that it's hard to get excited about being in a crowd.
How is Eric not saying something, man?
Eric must just want to be polite. I don't know, but this is this is blatant.
God,
I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm gonna type something out. He's being so disrespectful.
Oh my God, seriously, bro.
People, it emotionally takes the viewer kind of out of the wow, I'm at a cool event. Now you're just showing up at a party where not too many people really want to come.
Fake head nod.
And that's a different vibe.
Eric on his screen is not where he's looking. When he's talking to Eric,
no, he's not looking. No,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he's paying zero attention to him right now.
I mean,
this is like, bro, if I'm watching, like, I got a TV monitor here. Sometimes there's a game on. If I'm doing this,
yeah,
I'm watching the game.
TNA, I think, is still the little bit I've seen, and it's mostly been on clips, is still kind of the.
I'm just waiting for Eric to say, am I interrupting something?
He should. I can't believe he's not, because if he should be able to hear all that.
It's absolutely blatant, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This was Sap's way of like trolling Bischoff, you know? And it's not even funny, because if it was, it would have been funny, because this is like the sassy girl way. I'll just and not really pay attention. No, dude. It would have been funny if you like had questions lined up that were so just out of left field and shit like that. But instead, he can't really challenge Bischoff on anything Bischoff's got to say. So he's just going to do this like, I'm just typing. I'm just Googling. I'm just fact checking what you're saying. Like, what could he possibly be typing into his chat? More interested in chat than Bischoff? I just don't get it.
If we can hear it, he can hear the typing.
Old production format from, you know, probably 15, 20 years ago. It's not bad.
Wow, man. He's not even conscious of it, bro. He's not even conscious of it.
To have somebody come on your show that they're giving you their time.
It's just such passive aggressive bullshit, man. It's really, really cringe. And if he paid him, then that's a double L on Sapp's part, dude. 100%. If he paid him to do that, what did you get from that? Shitty content where Bischoff's repeating the same shit we've heard him say a million times, while you look like an unprofessional asshole, not even a funny troll. If Sapp trolled him cleverly, I'd fucking laugh at it. You guys know I'd give it its due. But that wasn't even like a funny troll. That was just stupid.
Eric is
It was just disrespectful. It was passive aggressive bullshit, which is that's just pussy shit, you know?
time out of his day to do this interview for Sean.
Yeah.
And to disrespect him, you can't wait to do whatever the fuck you're doing until the interview's over. That here's Eric talking, looking at you talking, and you're scratching his dick, whatever, you know, like this. I cannot believe the unprofessionalism of these people just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. I got to be honest. And we've seen it now multiple times too. Go listen to any interview. I pointed it out too. When I was like, man, I ain't even going to hate on Sapp like that, man. Fuck it. He's too crazy. It just ain't even worth it, like, to deal with the level of fucking psychoticness. And then we watched that Kenny Omega interview, and I'm like, man, is this guy just not it? Does he not give a shit about what Kenny's telling him? Kenny just said, I might not even need to be in AEW anymore. And he's just like, cool. Fucking, I got laundry. You got laundry in the dryer. You know, it's like he's not even there. And he was doing that to Tony too. It's like, come on, man. So, yeah, I'm not gonna call him out on fucking sources or gossip. You know, he may be the best at that, right? But definitely, like, if that was you trying to funnily troll, it didn't work out really in your favor. You know?
No, I'm not a professional. I sell dick pills and pube trimmers on a podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Well, what was that?
And you can say, are you a professional? No, I'm not a professional. I sell dick pills and pube trimmers on a podcast.
Oh, that explains.
No,
it.
I'm not professional. I cover wrestling gossip. And you can say,
oh, okay. So that makes sense. Yeah, better just order lunch. Well, fucking talking to Bischoff there. Makes sense. So Neckbeard's post, a cult of lunatics. So here's FTR follow the revolution. This is more than just a logo. This is my passion. This is more than just a logo. This is my preference. This is more than just a logo. This is my brand. This is more than just a logo. This is my 3 letters. This is more than just a logo. This is my first choice. This is more than just a logo. This is my favorite, man. This is more than just a logo. This makes me elite. Hashtag I'm with AEW. AEW, all elite wrestling. Hashtag this is great. Time cop. Fuck, man. This shit's crazy. Look at this, dude. I'm with AEW. Right on. Elbu says Logan Paul is indescribably off-putting. Neckbeards goes pot calling the kettle. Yeah! Woo! Here's ringside news again melting down. I'm not going to cover every single one, but he goes, listen to this. This is crazy. Now, I put this in Sickos because it's like, dude, fuck off. Just don't even go there. But Ringside News goes, I'm confused why any female in AEW would support a Chris Jericho cruise after Eddie Guerrero's daughter got graped with a grape, like wine, but like not, you know, on these things. And then tagged Thunder Rosa. Whoa, dude. Lay off the alcohol, Steve. AEW Defender goes, Ricky Saints. Ricky is officially owned by WWE. If he ever leaves, that name and the money opportunities it brings can't go with him. He should have taken more time to negotiate his contract. WWE smelled weakness and jumped on it. Holy shit, bro. Ricky, he called you weak. Did you hear that, bro? So there was this whole fucking thing with Brad Shepard, okay? And Seahawk. All right. Now, Seahawk works. He's like the wrestling writer for Ariel Helwani's new Yahoo Sports thing that he dropped. He's on his own. He's independent. He got Cam Hawkins or whatever, I believe that's his name, to write wrestling columns and stuff like that. And I guess him and Brad Shepard were like, let's box for charity. And then there was one of those like sicko spaces, you know what I mean? I call them sicko spaces on X, where they were all like, so fuck Brad Shepard, let's charity box and stuff. And the one thing that popped me, because I commented underneath, I was like, if y'all knew my Brad Shepard story, it would infuriate you guys. But there's some things, guys, I just don't bring to the show, all right? But me and Brad, I'm not the biggest fan of the dude myself, okay? Let's just be fucking honest. But I was reading some of the comments, and this guy's like, bro, can you even do a push-up? And then Brad goes, you tell me, but... And it's just an arm with a shitty tribal tat, like just an average dude's arm. Like, could have got it off Google real quick. Like, it's just, you just type in unarm on Google. Oh, that shit popped me so hard. But yeah, I don't know what he did. I guess he's like challenging people to fight. And the new thing is people like challenging people to fight and being on these spaces and being like, yeah, bro, I'll drive to your house and knock you out. And it's like, guys, this isn't about wrestling, A. B, if someone stubs their fucking toe, listen, I know I cut promos and I rip and I rhyme and I spit. And I'm a big dude. I could easily just be like, man, I fucking love that. That's dumb. That's low IQ. And also, if someone stubs a toe, they can just blame you for it. Be professional, you dumb fucks. You know, like they can just go, oh yeah, I hurt myself. I'll just phone the cops and sue this guy who's on the air saying he'll drive up to my house or I'll beat you up or on Twitter or whatever. You get, like, come on, man. You guys live in America. Aren't you smarter than that? You know, I don't even think in Canada people sue each other like that over little menial things like that. But in America, it happens every goddamn day. You got to use your fucking head a little bit when you're trying to be like, I'm this journalist guy and shit. You know, like, I don't know. Shit's just so cringe. That's why I have the sicko segment. We got to wrap this up. How many more are I think we're almost at the top. No, we're not. There's so much. Just a couple more, okay? Then we'll move along, I promise. Couple more. We're going to clear this out a bit. Chip away at it, folks, as we do. One sicko at a time. So MJ from NJ. Today's edition of Pollock Becomes Meltzer is brought to you by KO Sammy, is going to be the main event of the show. So yeah, here's Pollock and talking about how, you know, Sammy and KO, like, he doesn't understand it's the elimination show. Now, y'all were getting on me like, oh, you guys don't get why Sammy and KO's in Montreal. And I'm like, yeah, but is in Toronto. I'm like, yeah, but they're from Montreal. Like, Toronto and Montreal people hate each other. It is the hometown thing, and there will be that. There will be that pop. Trust me, people travel to the show. But it is like, if you ask Canadians, like, they don't like each other. Toronto and Montreal motherfuckers, they hate each other. So, but this dude is thinking like that's going to be the main event when realistically you have the chamber that decides who main events WrestleMania, and the show's called Elimination Chamber. You know, I've been off the soundboard a bit tonight here, but
Dummy, yeah.
Right. So let's fucking listen to what Pollock has to say.
And I guess the counter to that would be the visual you want at the end of the night, which you could certainly argue should be Cena. But this is, to many people, this is going to be the main.
Like, he's saying you could argue the visual at the end should be Cena in the chamber in Toronto. No shit.
Event of the show.
I would debate that myself, John, because Cena is such a focal point of the promotion of this, and because of the fact that it is special, and because the show is called Elimination Chamber.
We're not marks like that. Hey, like, if you had a Montreal guy, yes, have him main event and all that. I mean, I keep saying Montreal, sorry, blah, blah, blah. Toronto, if you have a Torontonian who's not Trish, like, not someone who's right in the mix right fucking now, not a legend, you know? Someone who's in the mix from Toronto, in Toronto, yeah, do that. But trust me when I say the Toronto people want to see Cena the same as people, if you went to fucking New York and did this show, they'd want to see Cena. And he's not from there. You know what I mean? It's the same shit. Trust me. 2 Montreal boys is great. Some fucking Frenchmen, though. Je ne sais pas. Ça c'est bon, mais non.
I don't.
Oh man, but yeah, moi aussi. But yeah, trust me, Cena's, or just even not even Cena, just Punk, whoever wins the Chamber, right? I want to think it's Cena though. No, is that the way to go? Chat will let me know. I'm going to check in with chat soon. Don't worry. We're just going to couple more sickos. I promise, guys. You've been so good to me tonight. So Asuka has had her Twitter hacked and shit, and then she starts going off on sickos lately, the last like week or so, at least few days. And she's like, if you can't take the initiative and own your own thoughts, that's just pathetic. Stop letting other people's worthless opinions influence you, even though so-called experts are just nerds like you. No different at all. Thank you, Asuka, for saying it. There you go. Because I scream this all the time, but I just get called an asshole or a Fed drone, right? I'm a fucking nerd. We're all sickos and wackos. That's why we're here talking about wrestling. We're not cooler than nobody, and my opinion is no better than the next man's, and that is why Dave Meltzer is a pompous asshole when he sticks his nose up and actually, no, my star ratings, I've rated matches that I don't even like, you know, which is a blatant lie. But yeah, that's the shit we can't stand, and that we make fun of. So yeah, this guy, he's a raging weirdo. Oh yeah, look at this guy hating on PWT. So weird account of the day with each hating on Awful. So I was sticking up for Awful here. Okay, not even hating on PWT, but this guy's like weird account of the day to Awful. And then this guy's like, whose name is Raw 2.8 million global is weak. Right? And he goes, he is a raging weirdo. What's worse, he has a weekly 3-hour podcast where middle-aged virgins bash AEW incessantly, and the host is a puppet, which is used as a coom rag. And then I responded down here. I'm like, so you have an AEW ball-tonguing account. Or I wrote, so you can have an AEW ball-tonguing account, but he can't have an AEW hater account. That's all. And then middle-aged versions, they're all fucking have wives and shit. I'm sure they don't like me stooging it, but they fuck, okay? You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. And then, yeah, and then this guy, you go right on his page, the first thing, WWE is a joke. What's the first thing he's doing? Retweeting a WWE 2K25 giveaway, right? Jesus Christ, man. So belts by Dan. Oh, this guy made the sickos. Blue-haired anime barista says Roxanne is only champ because she's banging Shawn Michaels. Once she gets called up, she will have 3 matches and then get cut, and Shawn Michaels will move on to the next talent. I don't know where people come up with these theories, okay? Here. One more here. Belts by Dan. So, Belts by Dan says, for years, my most hated pet peeve wrestling buzz phrase was ruthless aggression. Hearing fans use the term PLE is about to replace it. And then I was like, my pet peeve is people hating on the term PLE, LOL. They aren't pay-per-views anymore, so do we just not evolve and use improper terminology? And then Belts by Dan goes, PLE is WWE made-up term. It does not fit the entire industry. And then I go, neither does ruthless aggression. Then he goes, yeah, it's a terrible name. And I just go, right, you were alluding to WWE clearly. Nobody claimed either parts of your statement were blanket terms for across the entire wrestling business. I don't know anybody calling AEW or GCW shows PLEs other than me when I do it jokingly, but that's anecdotal and that doesn't really count. I do this thing. Okay, well, that doesn't really count, right? But yeah, and then theme of the show here, the last one. So somebody fake AI doctor Tony Khan tweeting out, justify Tony fumble chance. I really fucked up this time, guys. Obviously fake. And then, voices of the marks, the typical goobers, just fake tweets being shared. Why am I not surprised? Someone community note this. Right? Auntie wrestling, like fucking all these grown men crybabies, obese grown men crybabies. Gabe blocking this page. I literally thought these were real snapshots. You're a clown. It's like everyone knows that's fake, bro. Everyone knows it's fucking fake. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Sicko segment. Yeah. I hope you like that's terrible. Oh my God. That shit every week makes me go like, send the fucking asteroids, Every day we do one of those segments. Okay, let me check in with chat here. Jericho. Mike Saucely.
Stupid idiot.
No, we love you, but I think you're outvoted, dude. We got the likes up really quick. I'm seeing a bunch of new names, too, that I don't typically see in chat, so that's good, man. It's amazing. BX Bane says MJF removing the fake AEW tat. Is that really what he did? Or is that what he's doing? That would be hilarious. Lincoln Hawk. Phil, has Meltzer agreed to charity fight yet? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I would never do that because he's an old man, you know? And I'm not one of these guys like, yeah, let's charity fight, bro. Okay, that doesn't make you not a fucking liar. You know what I'm saying? If I saw Dave in person, I would gladly just shake his hand and try and get an interview out of him. That's all I would do. I would just try and like weasel him onto my show, and then not even to do it. Well, yeah, to do a bit of gotcha, but just to question him CVV style. I know how to do it profesh, bro. I wouldn't be gross. I wouldn't be like, well, you're a fucking bitch, man. I don't like you. Well, you're a pussy. You fucking lied. Like, I'm not an idiot, right? I'm an idiot, but I am smart enough to know like how to conduct, and I would actually just try and corner some of his ideas and see if he owns me on some shit. Let's see, you know? He runs from the flutes. I watch him pretty closely. So we just see. That's all. And I mean, yeah, there would be an element of gotcha because I'd have to be like, well, you said this. Well, on this day, you said this, though. So which is it, Dave? Just please clearly, without filibustering, can you please, in a sentence, just explain your reasoning behind changing your key demo is what matters this year, and then all these years before you're saying overall viewership is what matters. Explain it to me, you know? Is it just cord cutting? Even if he gives me a bullshit answer, I don't have to push back on every single thing, but I would conduct a good interview. But yeah, charity fight, I fucking don't know. I don't know. That's silly. He just does steroids, bro. Ray J's World's been a member for 2 months. You need to do your impression of Tony Khan reacting to the Tony Fumble chant. Oh, we will, buddy. Don't worry. Do not worry, Ray J's World. And thank you for 2 months of membership. Guys, membership is 99 cents. If you want to support what I do, consider joining the Patreon. I uploaded the entire uncut clip of me reacting to TLC's Extreme Cheapskates, the cheapest wrestler in the world, and he gets a tryout at TNA with like Nick Aldis and Chris Sabin and Kurt Angle and shit. You guys got to check that out. He like tapes his boots up. He drinks these disgusting shakes. I did a watch along. It got cut out of the live version. I can't upload a clip of it. YouTube said nay, so that's over on Patreon. And yeah, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Thank you all so much. And or dislike and leave a comment shitting on me. That's welcome too. I know you guys run away when the show starts, but yeah, that's always welcome too. Ezra Gobert for 5 says Sean Ross Simp was typing another love letter to Denise Salcedo. They're just buddies, guys. Oh, come on now, Ezra. That's not very fair to insinuate things. You know, dude, who knows what he was doing? It was disrespect, and he thought he was trolling funnily, and it wasn't that. At least not in my opinion. Brady Mack. And like the trolling's funny. Like I love Conan. Okay. I love that dude. I really, really do. When the PWT universe was in the chat trolling him after his fucking Meltzer interview, and he had a 2-hour meltdown, I made fun of that and talked about it on this show for weeks, bro. It was one of the funniest things ever. Just because I like him, it doesn't mean like if Sapp hilariously trolled Bischoff, I'd have put it over, but he like thought he was doing something with that, in my opinion, and it was really weak. Brady Max says, Dave says, use common sense. Use common sense. I study the NFL. I study actually restaurants too. I'm a restaurateur. You know. Davey. We'll get to some Dave. Mike Saucely. Come on now, Phil. There's no Jericho. That's not very fair. Well, maybe if you want to try and run it to 200 likes, or maybe if we get it at the end of the show, maybe we'll run a little Jericho.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
You guys got to. I said, yo, if there's 100, no Jericho. Y'all ran it to 100. I got to stop. I got to keep my word, Saucely, right? So we'll see. Maybe later in the night. But as of now, we got a lot of hot goddamn news to get to. Let me check in with chat as well a little bit more. Mike, we get to 150. I'll request Jericho. Georgia's got pull here, folks. Learn, baby, learn. Meltzer Inferno. It was a great match. Ask cage match. Don't even get me started on how Meltzer's going after Marie Shadows. Well, we're going to talk about that. And you guys know, because it happened like right after she was on the show too, like the day after, the same day. And then we had her on like back to back or whatever, because she was emailing with Meltzer, and she did kind of own him in one aspect. And I'm not even here to say she's right or wrong, because we don't even know. Maybe Chris Charlton fucking isn't, or whatever. Maybe Meltzer, I don't know. What it is that he runs from the flutes, but he talks shit about women in his little dirt sheet all the time. And I'm not this white knight warrior guy. Fuck all that. Right? But he's always belittling, and like he's shitting on Bailey, who's like from his hometown, and why isn't Omega and Ospreay in the All-Star game? Right? And then he like goes after Marie and like will even name her on the thing, but he, flutes come playing and he goes running, man. He's blocking, he's fucking ducking. So that's all I'm saying. He has selective outrage on certain people because he knows it's easy to just like pile on her, and that's fucking whack and corny. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit. What else, man? Who else do we have? Jericho Gate. I don't know what that is. The Sia. Yeah. Oh, no way. Hold on. Mercedes Monea is on our TV on the best champion of all time of wrestling. I got a bit of a cold. Listen to Mia. Sia. So Billy Starks is on TV. And then we got Monet being chased around by this, I forget this girl's name. And Mercedes is chasing her around. And then Billy Starks is like, I'm ROH superstar Billy Starks. And then Monet accidentally dropped her TBS belt like it's Scooby-Doo. And this girl picked it up and is going to take off with it. And then Monet is going to end up wrestling Billy Starks down the line and beating her. A girl that should be like the one to eventually dethrone Monet down the line because she's young and you're trying to build her up and she gets over. At least the Outrunners are coming out. We're going to get into I'm the best at wrestling. And even when the impression's not on point because of my cold. And God, I hate the cold. You know what they say.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
Oh, man. Iced coffee in the house. Let's go. So we're watching the Outrunners with the, I don't know, they're on the Omaha men's basketball team doing stuff with them as like a joke, and then Barstool's tweeting about it. So that's a good look for AEW. But I swear the guy's wearing a House of Glory shirt. Oh my God, is he wearing a House of Glory shirt? See, this is cool though. They need to do more of this in AEW. Okay, here guys, see this? Oh, like something really good in AEW. So what they're doing, sorry, I know I'm not explaining it. The Outrunners come out, and then it shows how they linked up with the Omaha men's college basketball team, and we're telling them like, oh, you can do this and that, da-da-da-da-da. And then they were highlighting it like it was on social media. Now, I think the one Outrunner was wearing a Hog wrestling shirt, though, which is a bad look. But yeah, dude, that was good. Like, that's the WWE stuff you need to steal. You need to steal stuff like that. Make your shit feel important and mainstream and larger than life, even when it's not. Why? Because it's a carny fucking business. Imagine that concept. Anyways, guys, it is time for AEW news. So let's get into it. Where's my everyone all together now? Ichi Son. One more time. Look, I fucked it up. Son. So let's see what's going on here.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
AEW land. Let me go all the way down. So speaking of Mercedes Moné, what a great, tremendous transition. Let's go to Ringside News, these psychopaths. Let's share this tab instead. You guys come on this journey with me here. Mercedes Mone calls out male wrestlers for blocking women's opportunities. So Monet's goal is to create, this is per Ringside News, right? They say Monet's goal is to create more chances for women and continue breaking barriers. She has made history many times, including being the first woman to main event a pay-per-view and the first African-American woman to main event WrestleMania. She wants to inspire others by showing that if she can do it, so can they. She believes women should be among the highest paid athletes and get the same recognition as men. Yeah, it's just such a weird battle to pick when women are like, aren't you the highest paid wrestler, highest paid woman wrestler? You know, Becky Lynch doesn't make more than like a whole shitload of the guys on the fucking roster and gals. You know, the NBA isn't subsidizing the fucking WNBA, which is now starting to see growth. Like, I get it. You're saying and hey, I'm all with it. I say it more than anybody. Women NXT, right? Women are the future. Like, the whole fucking show is just going to be women. 80% women in the next 10 fucking years if Shawn Michaels has his way, right? So I get it. Like, yes, I'm down with the cause or whatever, right? These women have really stepped it up over the last few years, and Mercedes is one of the early ones, one of the people to help propel it for sure. But this is like an old complaint, especially when you're the highest paid woman. Like, there's probably a bunch of women looking at you. You have your own writer. You work when you want. You got 4 fucking belts. People aren't being booked because you don't like them all of a sudden. You know, Sammy's trapped in ROH. Camille's just gone. And I don't know. People will say she was doing promo for a fucking movie, but it's not that. She flat out said in an interview, like, I don't know why I'm not being fucking used creatively and given the chance to do more. And then boom, she disappears. It's not a coincidence. So Mercedes, though, says, my thoughts are number one. We already do. Okay, good. Well, there you go. I'll shut the fuck up then. So next, no, I'll still read it. Don't worry, guys. Especially in the sport I'm in, pro wrestling. It's proven every week. It's shown in television ratings. Oh, okay, well, let's just see what her full thing, and then I'll give my assessment of her thoughts, I guess. It's shown in television ratings, in merchandise sales, and the fact that fans who come to events hold up their signs and buy tickets specifically to see the women. It is clear that we bring in just as much as the men. So why not get paid equally? Why not to receive the same amount of money of TV time? I'm so sorry. Of TV time. Well, you fucking do. In AEW, you don't. That's exactly what I'm here to do and to prove. I've had the opportunity to do that so many times because of the hard work I've put in my whole career. I was the first woman to main event a pay-per-view, which was so special. I was the first African-American woman to main event WrestleMania. I've accomplished so many firsts, and my biggest goal is to make that happen for women all over the world. I want to create a place where women know that if I can do it, they can do it too. If I can accomplish my dreams, I'm sorry, guys. They can accomplish theirs. If I can main event, so can they. If I can be the highest paid woman in the sport, then so can others. That's what I want for women in pro wrestling and for women's sports globally. So there you go, man. Monet goes on to trash men. I can't wait. So she says, these are men. That's the biggest roadblock. Dude, this is such like a 10-year-old thing, man. If you look the shit up, women are out earning men in America. They own more property than them and shit. And it's been that way in Canada for a while as far as out earning like 30 and up or some shit. It's been like that forever. So, man, all I'm telling you guys, dude, that this is some old ass shit to be talking about when you're making the most money. She's making more money than like 90% of the people in AEW, bro. There's like the top 10% of guys are making shitloads of cash, and like she's in that top 10%, you know, where she goes like above she's in like all the dudes above some of the top dude pay grade, top some of the more than some of the legends that come to AEW. And she's saying this shit, blaming dudes. That's kind of crazy. That's the biggest roadblock. We prove ourselves all the time, but the consistency isn't there. So basically she's saying Tony Khan doesn't book women fucking good, and I'm here to prove that he needs to book women more and better. That's what she's saying, because NXT's half or more women and their storylines, and Raw and SmackDown are loaded with women in their storylines. Like overstuffed sometimes, where they fucking main event and everything, and no one's complaining. Okay? 2 title matches in one night we had on the last Raw for the women, where they cooked. No one's complaining. Anyways, don't let them be better than us. We need to take that chance back. Yeah, maybe with all the 50-year-olds you're working with in AEW, they used to say that shit, but I don't know. Seems like everyone's pretty chill in NXT, bro. It's about showing them that it's okay to give us the same respect and opportunities, and not let them take that away, or take them away, rather. I'm sorry, I'm eating. It needs to be consistent, not just a one-time thing. It shouldn't be, okay, you can main event this month, but next year, it's about us again. So she goes on to say, yes, it's the male wrestlers not wanting to give up their screen time, and also the people in the back. Society is so used to keeping women at a lower level, but we can't lower ourselves anymore. How are you, dude? Women are so empowered nowadays. I don't even know, right? Like, we got ladies just straight like turning 20 doing OF, you know, and just people don't even bat an eyelash anymore. I don't know how much more dudes aren't holding women back right now. You know, I don't mean to be this red pill. Oh shit, last time it was aliens, now we're gonna red pill everyone. No, I'm fucking joking. That shit's cringe too, that section of YouTube, trust me. But what I'm saying is, like, you guys get it, right? I don't know, how is that a thing that she's talking about, especially with your ass bragging about, oh, I'm making the I almost did Tony Khan for some. I'm making the most of money I've ever made. Shut the fuck up. Remember she was saying that before in a video? So that's all I'm saying, dude. It's weird to be taking this angle when a man just paid you the most money you've ever made ever because of the star that some other men made you into, no? Or the women that worked with you along the way, your cohorts too. I'm not just saying it's all men, but I'm saying, like, you work together, right? You drew them money, they helped cultivate you into a star. You're seeing it now with the women's locker room. Here's the thing, she got out of there when Vince was there. So she's used to, like, get over here, Sasha. Come on my plane, pal. And she's like, Vince, we agreed I was not going to do that. Oh, yeah. Is that written in paper somewhere? Well, about that, I'm renegotiating. You're in a tag team with me. She's like, I'm fucking out of here. I would be too. No, but for real, yeah, I don't know. It's up to us, women, to claim our spot and keep it. Yeah, no, true that. True that, it is. You know, that's what the message should be right from the jump street, not like blaming everyone else. You know, it's very victimish mentality when she's the furthest thing from a victim in any of this, you know, like in any of this. She walked out of the company, didn't get fucking sued, didn't get breached a contract, didn't nothing, nada. Just walked out and became one of the highest paid pro wrestlers on planet of Earth. That's, you know what I mean? I'd fucking count my blessings and I would just say, look, I'm going to show women how to get to how to do what I did and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, Jonesy 84 for 5 says, well, she collects belts from women in every company AEW touches. Sure, Jan. You just want to feel superior. What a nut. She's so annoying. Hey, you know what they say, Jones.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
Her words, bro. But yeah, dude, she's on one, man, lately. Don't you think, Jonesy? Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, and I'm watching Dynamite, by the way. I'm just not, there's been really nothing. I mean, Keith and Ospreay went hard in the paint, I guess, but I mean, that's just every fucking week, every time. More can be done. Mercedes Moné wants to be a coach or producer after her in-a-ring career. She'd be probably good at that, maybe, on one of those reality shows like LFG season 12. It's fucking Monet. That'd be cool. I'm here for it, Eric. So official Taz says, I know fans like to compare wrestlers in AEW and WWE the past several years. I know as fans that's fun to do. I get that. But please recognize it's an unfair comparison. It's two completely different organizations with different goals creatively, with differing visions. Guys, you are comparing dogs and cats, and most of you don't even realize that. No, I realize it, bro. When we point this shit out, we get called Fed fans who don't actually like real pro wrestling. That's the problem, Taz. It's the culture that a bunch of toxic fucking people, then you reinforce it with dumb shit like this. And thank you for admitting it. You're comparing indie Fed with like a major league sports Fed. And thank you for just admitting that. But when I say it, though, I'm an e-drone, apparently. So that's where the fucking disconnect and the tribalism and the warring and the sicko wars and Phil Mark's bookmarks come into play, right? And the butting of the heads. That's where that all comes into play. It's where that fucking impasse happens where it's like, oh, you actually just don't know wrestling. And it's like, well, no. Well, wrestling's about drawing money. Oh, so McDonald's is the best. Well, no one said that. We're talking about wrestling, right? So that's exactly, Taz. Thank you. But only some people are allowed to say that and others are not. Otherwise, you get fucking attacked. So Neckbeard's comments, weren't you the one who called WWE sloppy shop? So, I mean, it's your boss who wants to be a challenger brand and compare market share. So what's exactly the goal of AEW? Exactly. It's TV ratings and market share. And Tony Khan yelling about, we're at war, so don't tell me we're not. Because they filed it in court Friday Night SmackDown. Right? He's fucking sitting there saying, we're the challenger brand of the market share. Harvey Weinstein. And then it's like, yo, you're comparing dogs and cats. Okay, but your boss isn't doing that. And Meltzer's not doing that. And Jericho's not doing it. Everyone's not doing that, though. And then when we try and point out what you're saying, we're just e-drones who don't like wrestling and have never seen real wrestling in our lives. Right? So Taz fucking up here. Collision ratings, 421,000. A 0.12 in the key demo. Now, this talk is cringe, but this is the episode after the Grand Slam scam. I'm going to give them credit here. That's like an extra, 50 to 71,000. Like if we're saying 350s, their average. Okay. Let's say I'm going to give AEW credit, 421K. So that's a bit of a bounce back, I would say. Maybe did they garner some of the AEW All-Star people? Or is this because everybody's been saying, hey, man, Dynamite or like AEW's been putting on some decent shows? I'm going to give them credit. That's like their ratings from a year or so ago, you know? So, okay, what happened? Was there nothing on TV? What's up? You know? I'll give them some credit there. Okay. And I mean, Collision's been putting on some good shows lately, you know? So we give them their due. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here going, that's the best rating ever. But if they slowly here's the thing. If AEW slowly trending up 1,000 people every week, if it slowly trends up 5,000 people every week over the next 2 years, but I can point to, well, look, man, every week they're going up 5K. I'll blow that and go, look, guys, it's swaying. I'll be the one to point it out. Trust me. Okay, so I'm pointing this out. This is like, okay, how'd they get that extra like 70K than they've been getting? Obviously wasn't the Max numbers because we don't know those, but we know that they're nothing, man. Max is absolving their fucking sports shit or whatever. They might get rid of it from and not do any sports because it ain't drawn, folks. And Meltzer's trying to sit there and fucking tell us, oh, it could be 30,000. It's more than 30. We know it's more than 1%. No, we don't know this other than you. Like, Meltzer polled his followers and then fucking goes, well, we know it's this many people who watch on, right? He has everyone blocked. Like, it doesn't even make goddamn any sense whatsoever. And we're going to get into that later. But Dave's just making shit up that we have no proof of. And if Dave has proof of it, show us the proof. And then we'll all shut up. But he can't because he's talking out his ass. But yeah, I'm going to give AEW props for this. And hopefully next week they have a 4:30 or something. But they need to take their most compelling shit and put it on Dynamite. And I'm telling you why. Because Collision's going to go away. I'm telling you, man, it's going to go away unless they bounce back. If they start getting like over 600K, let's say, every fucking Saturday night again. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers. See, that's how you admit that, Dave. You just go, I'm making something up. It's an analogy. Let's say they get over 600K and WBD's like every time again. And then WBD's like, oh, good. We'll keep this. We'll keep it around. Okay. But if it sticks around this 300 to 400, like I just don't see it being around longer than 2 more years. I truly, truly don't. And look, Rampage went away, folks. No one thought that would happen. Rampage went away. So the NXT fans on NXT were chanting Tony fumbled during Ricky Saints' match. This was unbelievable.
Wesley.
Here, I can't play this. It's going to get fucking pulled. So I'll like scroll down and then play the audio here.
And Wesley trying to get Booker to help him. Oh, no one helping Ethan Page right now. You can see Page throw that broken nose, big right hand. And they're right here on the outside. It's been a huge.
Do you guys hear that? And then when the match ended too, no one's clipping this one. Watch NXT back. When the match ended and the show was going off the air and Ricky was doing his pose and shit and the show's going off the air, they're chanting Tony fumbled again. As the show goes off the air, the NXT fans in Cincy, where AEW just was, and sold like just barely over 1,000 tickets. And NXT's there outdrawing them, and they're chanting, Tony fumbled. Holy shit, man.
Night. Been breaking news.
And this is why they don't chant Tony fumbled at Penta and Ethan and fucking Hangman, not Hangman, pardon me, Dummy, all of the people who come over, right? Ethan Page, Penta, Cody Rhodes, right? Even CM Punk, let's say guys at that level. They don't chant Tony fumbled at everybody, Lexus King, but they're chanting it at Starks because this guy is destined to be a fucking star. Doesn't matter what his name is, doesn't matter where he goes. He's just undeniable, okay? And Ricky Sharks, doesn't fucking matter what his name is. It doesn't matter what your name is, right? He's a star no matter what. And that's why they're chanting Tony fumbled, because this one, letting Ethan Page go and then having Shawn Michaels do magic with him isn't even like a fumble, or it is a fumble when you're like, damn, look what he could do. It is sort of a fumble. Like, you obviously can't tap into potential or you can't develop talent good. But at the same time, it's like no one fully expected that from him. Like that's a shock. Even Lexus King just totally reinventing himself and going, okay, fresh start, new name. Like I have to get an asshole haircut, an asshole beard, and just completely do this new thing and shit on my family name and stuff. And, What am I saying here, chat? Sorry, Ricochet came out. I got distracted. What was I talking about? I was just talking about how they don't chant like Tony fumbled at everybody. And, oh, yeah, some of these other ones can't even be classified as a fumble. Like Lexus King, is it really a fumble, or did they just not really like develop him properly? No one's saying, oh, he's going to main event WrestleMania one day. But it's like, dude, you got a good young prospect there. He's got some longevity in this game, I could see a main roster one day. Same with Ethan Page. But with Starks, this is the one where people, even Penta, even myself, were like, damn, it sucks he can't come in with his brother, because with his brother, it would be, I think they'd get over more, and it's really harming Penta. But now we're seeing, no. We should have all known, because Penta's been a world champion everywhere. No, Penta's getting fucking over. and it works as a solo. It's actually better he came in this way, because I feel like he works as a solo better than Ray. And then when Ray Phoenix comes in, it'll be better to introduce Ray that way than if Ray came in by himself, let's say, or they both came in. Now, in hindsight, it's always 2020, and we know that. Okay, but even Penta, I don't think people were like, that's a fumble. It was just like, yo, it wasn't, we didn't realize it was a fumble till after. Ricky, the point I'm trying to make here is that Ricky's a star, period. Like, all the fans knew it was a fumble immediately. When NWA let him go, it was like, that's a fumble for NWA. You fumbled LA Knight and fucking Ricky, Not that you fumbled them, but they got outbid, right? And their access is limited to how far they can push these guys, obviously, in NWA. But if you were a fan of it, then you're like, damn, Ricky 2's in AEW. Hopefully they push Ricky. Day one AEW fans know what I'm talking about. Ricky's that fucking dude. When he left NWA, everyone in WWE was hoping he'd go to NXT as well. Anybody who was up on NWA at the time. So, yeah, man, Ricky is a guy that everybody knew. Like, anywhere he goes, if you just use him correctly, he's going to be a fucking star. And it's a testament to, do you know how to use people correctly? Because this is a guy with God-given charisma, with a great look, who can cut great promos, who works great in the ring, and is like well above his years and experience level. And even at NXT, like, he just knew where to be and where his camera was and all that shit. Well, it's because AEW. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. It's totally different when you get in that, when the bright lights are on in WWE and shit. But yeah, he's a guy that everybody knows is a fumble. That's why this happened, right? That's why they don't chant it at Lexus King. We never knew Lexus King would be this good. We didn't know Ethan Page would be this good. Who knew Penta would get over the way he did and be like one of the biggest fumbles? Holy shit, you have like a new La Parka guy on your hands. What the fuck? This is amazing. Totally botched that, but like this one we all knew. How could this is like fucking up Wardlow? Oh wait, Tony did that too, right? It's like fucking up Wardlow. Ricky Stark's like, how do you fuck that up? It's like LA Knight. Yeah, even Vince. Yeah. Even Vince. Oh, almost fucked that up, but then realized, oh, we got to go LA Knight, give him his run like that. Boom, and then it got so over, it's undeniable. But even LA Knight couldn't be fucked up. Don't matter what his name is.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
He's got to learn how to develop guys, rather. So let's listen to this one more time as I blow my fucking nose. I'm a snotty mess today.
And Wesley trying to get Booker to help him. Oh, no one helping Ethan Page right now. And you can see Page throw that broken nose, big right hand. And they're right here on the outside. It's been a huge night. Been breaking news all over the place.
Oh, my ears popped and I'm dizzy, like Tony Khan's did when he heard fucking Tony fumbled on NXT. No, I bet Tony's like, oh, this is great. They brought me up. Great. Hopefully they'll know, just so everyone knows, Dynamite's on at 8 Eastern on TBS. Oh, shit, man. That is a honey. So, yeah.
Sold out Cincinnati. Standing room only at Page.
They chanted it at the end of the show, too, which was hilarious. So, speaking of Tony's, AEW Collision ratings down from last week. Up from recent numbers. So it's down from last week, but up from some recent numbers. But WWE Raw, the fucking Dave does a whole report on doing fake math, trying to figure out fucking copying a Brandon Thurston report that ended up being wrong. That awful made him delete. Trying to prove that Netflix is fuddy-duddying the numbers. And then it just stooged that they released decreased numbers for weeks 1 through 4. Then week 5 they fluffed them up a bit. Well, it's like, all right, so what are you guys mad about that? It just proved the opposite of what you guys, it proves that 1 out of the 5 weeks they fluffed the numbers when you guys were trying to say they fluffed the numbers every fucking week, and they actually gave everyone the benefit of the doubt on the numbers all the other prior weeks, you dummies. But either way, the Observer, of course, AEW Collision ratings down from last week, but up from recent numbers, even though, yeah, like Tony and Mariah had some great shit happen. If you guys haven't, man, just go watch their YouTube. Lord knows their fucking YouTube needs help, man. Jesus. Machiavelli DTA posts this, and this is cringe to post with Triple H and Vince, and this is just what Mone was saying earlier. We read it all, and it's just cringe, like, I talked about it. Like we're the ones who made you, and that's why my love you'll never live without. I know you want me, baby. I can see you checking me out. But it's so dumb because it's like, bro, they made her so this isn't the men she's talking about, I don't think. You know, I think she means like some of the male talent backstage who were like, that's not gonna work for me, brother. But then a W for Machiavelli DTA, who posts that a month ago, SRS reported that AEW was among the top live sports events on Max. Today, WBD rather had a press release about their live sports events with no mention of AEW, yet mentioned ratings juggernauts such as cycling. What a surprise. SRS was making shit up again, and Meltzer, you fucking dummies. So there's more to this as well, because then it gets announced. So after Max is like, oh, we're praising all this shit, there's some other report from, you guys see it in the thumbnail, where they're saying like, oh, they might just like get rid of their Max Sports or whatever. They might send it off to something else, you know? So, I mean, yeah, let's just read this here. And then they're praising like cycling, bro. Cycling, and AEW is one of the top sports. They named 12 sports here, including cycling. AEW's not on the list. They didn't even make the list. So this is what I mean when people are like, well, we know that it's at least 1%. Like, these sickos are going crazy defending Dave, man. You guys will see it in the Dave Meltzer dumb moment with these fucking psychopaths going, how is he lying? How is he lying? Dude, this is what we mean. One of the top sports. Why didn't they fucking tout it along all these other sports? That's fucking crazy. And this is for BR Sports. Bleacher Report also hosts AEW pay-per-views, but don't boast about them. You guys get what I'm saying? What the fuck, man? This just proves it. Like, it's not even one of the top viewed. This is just some shit someone made up, or it's something they said to try and be like, yeah, it's up there, boys. Yeah, AEW's great. And then it gets all the sheets run with it like they know shit, and they don't. And then what happens is cycling. Roland Garros. Let's read this. What the fuck is Roland Garros, bro? I don't even know what that is. Rolling in the garage shit. Me too. Let's roll one up, chat. Perry Pack in Minecraft. But like, you know what I mean? What the fuck is going on with these people where AEW doesn't even get mentioned among any of the sports? Not even the top ones. None of them even get mentioned. I'm sorry. I can't get over this. So yeah, a month ago, SRS reported that AEW was among the top live sports events on Max. Today, WBD had a press about their live sports events with no mention of AEW. So Sap says AEW has been among the top stream live sports events on Max since the deal started. People compare it to football. Why? Because dumb Dave went, well, NFL gets 30. So if it's among the top, then it's like 30. And I mean, if they do 30, great. If they do 40, great. If they do 50, great. What makes anyone think they're doing NFL numbers, though? These marks then hear Dave say this dumb fucking shit. He says this stupid shit. And then these fucking idiots go, well, if NFL does 30, it's like roughly around that if it's among the top. No, idiot. First off, let's say there's 3 sports on there and they say it's among the top, and AEW does 10, one does 25, and the other does 30. Still doesn't make it 30. Well, if they do even 1%, that's even more than they were doing on TV. No, their TV ratings have not changed whatsoever, unless you're counting the little increase that just happened on the fucking Collision, which I give them kudos for, but that was on TV. That wasn't on Max. So why would there be a little bump on TV? No one went to Max to watch it. No one's watching shit on Max in the first place. That's what these people don't fucking get. Everyone in the world, this is all MJ from NJ needs to do. I don't want him arguing with any more sickos. Just fucking, anytime anyone posts something dumb, MJ, you just post your fucking graph that shows that 1.3% of the market share stream Max or whatever compared to Netflix and YouTube. And then just look at that and then go, okay, look at AEW's YouTube numbers, look at the streamer they're on, try and tell me people are streaming this. Period. Just try and tell me. They're either watching it on YouTube or they're watching it on the fucking TV and their ratings haven't changed. I give them 10,000 people if they're lucky. Oh, you think only 0.01%? That's what someone said to me. You think 0.1% watch the show? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. I believe if anybody switched from TV to Max, if there's like fucking, if it's like 30,000 people, I'll give them that. But it's like not even close to that, let alone 300,000 and shit. Like they try and tell us over 1 million. It's not even close. But anyways, let's read this thing before I fucking have a hernia. And beginning on March 30, BR Sports and CNN Max will no longer be available on, or wait, CNN Max here. Okay, yeah. So basic ads tier. Viewers who wish to retain access to sports and news can visit Max Help Center. Do you guys see this? They're getting rid of sports and news. Why? Because nobody watches CNN and all that garbage, right? It's just pure propaganda, whatever news. I'm not CNN, MSN, fucking all the newses, bro. Anything on TV is just bullshit, more or less, right? You just take it with a grain of salt, basically. And then like independent journalism and shit is more like what's thriving these days, right? Because people can just fact check shit in real time. So for more information, BR Sports on Max boasts more than 1,700 live games and events each year from the NBA, MLB, NHL, NCAA, NASCAR, Roland Garros, Big 12, Big East, U.S. Soccer, Premier Cycling, and more, including pre- and post-game studio programming, multi-sport on-demand content, special features, and live series from Bleacher Report. Sports is the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts. Max streams the action in Dolby Atmos, whatever the fuck, talking about their audio. So to make things even interestinger, right? To make things interestinglier, okay? Just hydrating here. TV Grim Reaper tweets this out, entirely unrelated to pro wrestling. This isn't a pro wrestling. Oh, I'm going to fucking argue about wrestling. It's not one of these guys. TV Grim Reaper. Quote tweets the Hollywood Reporter and says WBD realizes Max is already overpriced and abandons plan to charge more for sports. Instead, will remove sports from their lowest fucking tier. Which means what? Which means they're not pulling in people even in the lowest tier, their sports in general, let alone fucking AEW. Let alone, oh yeah, 30,000 people. 300,000 switched over. No. And that's the thing. These idiots want to act like, oh, if you don't, people who watch TV don't also have Netflix, but they have Max. Shut the fuck up. But anyways, Max pulls CNN and sports from ad tier and streaming pivot. Hollywood Reporter. CNN and sports from ad tier and streaming pivot. Now, why would you pull the sports and the news from the lowest tier? Because it's getting them absolutely no new subscribers and they're not retaining enough people for them to go to justify giving it away for free. So what are they doing? They're gouging their hardcores. So the people who really want the sports and the news from Max and really need that CNN, they're going to pay the fucking premium because it's supply and demand. So they realize there's less of these people, gouge them a bit more behind the second tier because we're not luring in enough basic people and we're not retaining enough basic tier people to justify having sports and news on our lowest shit. I hope your boy Phil explained that correctly and succinctly for you, chat, because I just went off on this and it's really needs to be like, I don't get tired of being fucking wrong. But sometimes I wish it was, man. It's like, fuck. We fix some things around here, Tony. You listen to Phil Marks, dude. We'll fucking fix some things around here. Tony Schiavone says that Renee Paquette is one of the best that's ever held the mic. She's like Sting. She's in Gene Okerlund territory. All right, his opinion. So here's Thunder Rosa's hostage video. Video explaining what happened with Megan Bain on AEW Dynamite last week. Neither lady featured on this card this week. Go figure. And let's hear her excuse. I mean, her written statement that they're forcing her to perform. I mean, her explanation of why she didn't just glom Megan Bayne in the fucking head. And as Stevie Richards broke down, like, if that's two men, you're essentially just agreeing we're going to shoot on each other. We're about to shoot on each other. You're just agreeing to that. If those are two men, you got to now fight in the ring or backstage. With women, I guess it's a little different, but a lot of people are pointing out Megan Bayne's in the wrong. She was unprofessional, went into business for herself because why did she think she could do that? Either the culture backstage tells her that it's okay to do that to Thunder Rosa, or someone instructed her that she can do that to Thunder Rosa. Now, I highlighted, she's had problems with people in the past. She got chased into the back. She's been accused of stiffing Britt Baker. She stiffed Evilise in a match. We covered all that. So maybe Rosa has heat, but for a newbie to come in and to do all of that and to just be in a weird situation like that was just made everybody look Bush League and unprofessional. And let's hear what Thunder Rosa had to say on Busted Open.
First and foremost, safety's always been my priority at everything I do at AEW. And sometimes that just, I sacrifice my safety for other people because I have to make sure that
I sacrifice my safety for other people in AEW. Listen to that again.
First and foremost, safety's always been my priority at everything I do at AEW. And sometimes that just, I sacrifice my safety for other people.
You what? The best guy is Tony Khan.
Because I have to make sure that everybody's safe, and because of previous, situations.
Previous situations, chat. I wonder with whom. James, my brother, so sorry for keeping you waiting. Holy shit. Yeah. Avinca Paliza, put a Asuka away. Oh my God, that was back with Mone. I fucking botched, dude. Why didn't someone tell me? God damn it. James, I love you, buddy, and you're in every fucking show I do. So
stupid idiot.
That one's for me. Appreciate you very, very, very much.
For me, and that is always number one. So I think it is important for me to say that first. You guys saw what happened, and it's just from that I have learned so much, David.
So what she's trying to say is I didn't glom her because I learned my last two times I can't glom people when they go into business for themselves. Do you guys want to know what I think this was? Can I give you my X-Files? No one's got this take. I'm telling you right now. No one's got this take whatsoever, okay? Thunder Rosa's gotten in trouble for this shit a couple times already and has been shelved when she was hurt and people thought she was being shelved, but then she wasn't hurt and was being shelved, etc. I think they set that up as like a test. Like Tony Khan thinks he's doing these little fucking tests, or someone set it up like, okay, yeah, you do this after, and then if Rosa just shoots on you, which Megan Bayne can handle herself, and Penelope's out there, and Statlander's there, laying on the ground for 30 minutes while this buffoonery goes on. And what I think is that they tested her to see if she gloms Megan Bayne, we can shelve her some more, because they want a reason to fucking not you. They want to make certain people look unfucking professional. They want Ricky Starks to look unprofessional. They want, CM Punk to look dangerous. They want Jade Cargill to, everyone talk shit about her. Penta, everybody, man. They just shit on anyone who leaves or wants to leave or supports people in the other company. And right now you can't support Ricky Starks. You can't do it, man. You can't fucking do it. And so she did it, and I think they were like, okay, if she just because she shot on Evilise, that caused problems. She doles out receipts to Britt Baker, that gets her chased in a bathroom where she has to hide or whatever. If I think they set that up. Like if she gloms Bane with the chair, then we can fire her or shelf her again or whatever we got to do. Because I just think that if you support Starks and Cody and fucking Punk, you're not allowed to be on TV in AEW.
So much. The takeaways that I will have to say as a performer is always ask questions. Be sure of what you're doing in the segments. The segment didn't go the way that we wanted to, and it showed. And I honestly couldn't justify swinging the chair at the moment because, you know, it was not safe at the moment. And for me, that was like the first thing. Everything, you know, passed in my head, and that's the decision that I make. But again,
she's tiptoeing, trying to be politically correct to save her job and not get buried again so bad. They know what the fuck they're doing, dude. I feel so bad for this woman. WWE, buy her out of her contract. Do the right fucking thing, man. Jesus, is this just sad? This is sad, bro. This is sad, man.
I am extremely proud.
And she feels bad, man. Look at her. I'm extremely proud. And she's made to be the victim. Or do you guys understand? She's victimized here, and she's not even claiming victim or playing the victim card for 1 second. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying they victimized her here, and she's out here going, I'm proud of myself. And, like I learned my lesson before, basically is what she's saying. That's crazy. This is the inhumane shit. Like, imagine being in a relationship, someone does this to you, boss, husband, wife, whatever the fuck. This is like sad, dude. The look on her face, and she's like, I'm proud of myself. I think they made me feel shame backstage after, even though I didn't glom this bitch when I should have, but, I'm proud that I didn't. They're clearly trying to get her to shoot on Busted Open. They're trying to get her to hit somebody in the ring again. This is sad, dude.
Of some decisions that I make in my career, and I now focus on doing the things the right way, to have a good product to make.
And I agree with don't shoot on everyone. Like, don't just start whooping ass. But like when Eva Lee sandbagged her, yeah, I think in the ring that deserves a fucking shot. I'm not saying be bullied or get beat up, but like if you're gonna sandbag someone again, that's basically going shoot, take the hold on me then, or shoot, get me out. And it's like, all right, people are gonna get hurt doing that. So I agreed with Thunder Rosa in that one. This Megan Bain one, I'm surprised she didn't glom her. With the Brit thing, I don't even know. They had like hardcore matches. People say she stiffed her. I mean, that's all rumor that I guess the dirt sheet's confirmed, but I couldn't point to where either of them were doing give and takes or potatoes or anything, right? I couldn't point to a specific instance, but we've all heard the stories, right? So anyway,
make AEW better every single time.
I'm trying to make AEW better every single time. Holy fuck.
In the ring, I have sacrificed my health. I bled for this company, and I'll continue to push myself. Because
she wrote a statement. Look at her glasses. She's reading it off the phone. Oh my God. No. And I get it. She might have wanted to write her thoughts down. This is why she wrote her thoughts down. And this is why it comes across like a hostage statement. Look at her glasses, dude. She's looking into a phone and she's reading her notes. Why? Because she wants to speak her truth, but she doesn't want to say some shit that's going to get her fucking canned or get her shelved again. She wants to be on TV wrestling. Oh, what, you guys just don't want to work and achieve things in your life? Yeah, some people like also want to get paid while like achieving shit and doing hard work. Like, yes, some people want to earn their fucking scratch at the end of the day, bro. Feels better that way a lot of the times, right? That's why you got to big up all the fucking blue collar day-to-day people who do, all of us out there who do these fucking jobs or did them until they figured out their path or whatever the fuck, started their own business one day. Or maybe you're like, fuck it, I just want to bag groceries all day. My rent's covered. I got my weed. I got my fucking wrestling, I can chill and just do my thing. I got Netflix full, that's cool too. So what I'm saying is like, some people want to fucking, I've said it, like what keeps these fighters and shit from waking up every day and going after it? You got millions in the bank. You're going to go fist fight still because there's like, they're entertainers, man. They're athletes. There's something in them. It's a dog. They got to get out of them. Thunder wants to be on TV performing for crowds. And you guys are stopping that by putting, at the very least, you put her in there with someone who should be punished? No. Should someone not be punished? If Megan Bain isn't being punished for that shit, then I fully, in my Judas in my mind, I fully believe that this was like a test for Thunder. Because if she's not being punished and this wasn't Thunder's fault, Thunder's saying, look, I just did what I was supposed to do. And, you know, I'm proud of myself for not fucking glomming her. So then it wasn't her bad, unless someone refutes this, unless Tony Khan or Meltzer refute this. So it was a fucking, like a test, essentially. Or it was, hey, let's set her up, and if she loses her temper again, oh, well, that's her bad. That's pretty fucking sad, man.
Because I want to give the fans the best possible product while taking care of those who depend on me and also those who are in the ring with me. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I love professional wrestling. I love this. I'm not perfect, and I am going to strive to be better and to make the place that I work a better place and a positive place to work.
Well, Lord knows you're one of the few trying. Shout out Thunder Rosa. That is absolutely sad. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW News. Round of applause for AEW News. Let's check in with chat. 324 of you guys watching across both channels, like 330 when we're peeking out here. Just an amazing Wednesday. This Saturday, of course, we got lots more to get to. We got some Meltzer and shit, but just doing some quick plug-a-roonski. So this Saturday, Elimination Chamber watch-along stream. That'll be amazing. And then, yeah, patreon.com. Consider becoming a member. You get a little green thing on your name. Super chats are welcome. Also, just hit the like button, hit the dislike, spit at your computer screen. Just show me you love me, damn it. Fucking leave a nasty comment, leave a good one, all that YouTube shit. You know, I appreciate you so much. Anyways, so let's check in with chat for a minute. And let's see here, because I just need a drink, right? I've been going and my ears are all plugged. One of my ears plugged because I got like sinus shit going on, and then the other one's not. And my equilibrium's all fucked up, man. I feel like Bandito after that drop kick. I'm all fucking wobbling around and shit. No. MJG in real time has a new post about Max. Okay, link incoming. So let's do that. We have another bit of, because we're breezing through it. I mean, we did every segment tonight, chat, including Sickos. And we're not even, we have half hour left of Dynamite. So let's do a little more Dynamite, hot, live, breaking news with Ref MJ from NJ. And then let's get into Dusty Dave to cap things off. What a brilliant episode of PWT. I think this one has just been one of the best ever in the history books. Round of applause to all of the PWT universe who's been here tonight. You've been so great. So let's get MJ from NJ in here. I'll do it off screen here. Which one am I sharing? God forbid I open DMs again on screen. Okay. So I got from Husey is okay. Here, I'll read this one while MJ's in here. Okay. I will read what Husey has to say because it touches on the Max stuff. And yes, so let's do that over. Yeah. And then MJ, you just come on in. So as he's coming into the show, I'll just do a quick rundown. We saw from, Max, they did this press conference, or not even a conference. They did a media call or whatever the fuck that was, where they touted all these different sports, right, that they have going on. Cycling being one of them. We just covered it, okay? AEW's not even up there. They named like 12 other sports, and everyone wants to say, oh, the top sports. They named like 12 others. It's not even mentioned. Then we read the Hollywood Reporter that says, AEW, or pardon me, WBD is just absolving their CNN and fucking sports stuff from the lowest tier, which I broke down. It's because there's not enough casuals interested, or there's not, like, they're gouging the hardcores because that's all they have. They're not retaining or luring in enough people with those things. MJ's going to hit us with some live news. We also have Husey's reaction to the stuff I'm going to read off screen for you guys right now. Husey says, this clearly means the max numbers for AEW and their other sports content are terrible. So either AEW are going to get dropped, or else they're paying to be on the network, allegedly. So his thing, Husey's thing forever has been, allegedly. But like, we've speculated so much on the show that the cons, there's this weird deal where he's invested and they're peeling off the top and they're putting their own money into this thing, right? So you have Husey, who's like fucking. So either AEW are going to get dropped, or else they're paying to be on the network, allegedly. Conan. So there you go. That's Husey's hot take. Shout out Husey. And joining us now on the show to investigate this further with some live breaking hot news is your friend and mine. Where the fuck is my sound? Your friend and mine, Ref MJ from NJ Ref WrestleGraphs. WrestleGraphs is here. MJ from NJ. How you doing, my friend?
Is this Deanna Purrazzo, Harley Quinn? What's her name? Harley
Quinn, Harley Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this match like live or am I behind?
No, this is live.
By the way, I will say this, and we're going to get to Max. They have made it impossible to find All Elite Wrestling on Hulu. I use Hulu for live TV. Can't find All Elite Wrestling. You have to search for the channel. It used to be like a graphic that popped up. I watch it every week. You think they'd feed me this? Impossible.
That is super shitty, my friend. Just like I had a soda water just explode on me and my computer. But tell us about this Max news you have that you're sitting on.
So, I mean, it's news. It's more of an analysis, but I'm going to give it to you, as I was typing this out, I'm like, I'm just going to tell you that I'm coming up with this thought. Max, Warner Brothers Discovery reports earnings tomorrow. That's why they preempted earnings with this news about their whole change of moving sports. Instead of they're going to do premium sports tier, they're going to move it into the ad. They're going to get rid of it on the ad tier. So essentially, they were going to create a third tier. The market had no appetite for that. The market being the consumer, because they're also about to lose a ton of subscribers due to free trials and free promos going away with wireless carriers. And they are trying to preempt this by saying, here's our new strategy. If you have the press release or whatever they put out, it references BR, Bleacher Report. Didn't they get rid of Bleacher Report last year? Wasn't that what AEW was on?
Yeah, I know they were on it. Bleacher Report were, and I think they still are. Because I remember when everybody brought that up, like, oh, they're off Bleacher Report, and then I think they were like, no, they're still on it or something. If I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong about that shit. But
so they were phasing out Bleacher Report because they were preparing to do this sports tier. Remember this whole like fabled AEW is going to have pay-per-views. Right, they had pay-per-views on.
That's
Bleacher
what it
Report.
was. Yeah,
it was going to be moved to Max. Well, it was going to be moved to Max because Max was planning on doing this whole sports tier where they would offer premium shows, premium live events. They'd offer. Nobody knows what the Warner Brothers is doing right now. Warner Brothers doesn't know what it's doing right now. If you go back to like a few months ago when they signed the AEW deal, they planned to have a joint venture. This thing called View. It was going to be with other ESPN. I think it was going to be with Disney. Maybe that got completely blown up in their face. It's coming clear that AEW Dynamite is not considered a sports property, which means like as far as value to the network, it's not generating the same carriage fees. So now that kind of is out there. Like, yeah, they kind of got really overpaid for what they're generating. And I have a question: like, is Warner Brothers going to now remove AEW from the ad tier? Because if quote unquote reporters who seem to know everything and have sources, I don't know, maybe in the mailroom, and more on that in a second, if they are saying that it's a top sport and it's not in the top 10 rankings because AEW is classified as a sport, well, it's not. So it's going away from the ad tier. So AEW is on the worst possible streamer with the worst possible television company at the moment. I mean, Paramount has better options than Warner Brothers does at the moment. And this house somehow has been spun into a web of like, this is great. Streaming is the future. Look, they're on streaming. Warner Brothers and Max, they're so invested. Like, they're on the worst fucking platform, pardon my language. Like, how did this lie become a thing? And we're going to find out tomorrow because I think Warner Brothers is going to get clobbered. I think Warner Brothers is in such a bad position that they're going to have to sell the story of free cash flow. And someone just brought it up in the chat. They just got rid of, I think it was Wonder Woman. They got rid of a gaming division.
Yeah,
They're
they're
have to
keeping
trim
Rocksteady. Yeah. Well, whatever. This is for Phil Marceau channel, but yeah, they're keeping Rocksteady. Their video games, comic books, movies, all that shit's fucking up. The only thing they're banking on is like 7 of these James Gunn superhero shits a year, and he's got it laid out like 2 live action movies, 2 animated series, 2 whatever the fucks, and 1 whatever that are all going to be connected each year. That's like what they're banking on. But yeah, it's not looking good for WBD overall, dude.
So does it make sense then that, and let me not even go there because I don't want to get like speculative on it on like AEW's future, but getting like for WBD in Max, and the people can refute Nielsen all they want. Meanwhile, they regurgitate Nielsen numbers like it's their job. In some cases it is, but Nielsen reports the share streaming. We did this exercise the last time I was here, and Max is the worst. Tubi's better, Roku's better.
Yep.
Obviously, YouTube's better. Like AEW is stuck on the worst platform that doesn't have a vision, that isn't delivering pay-per-views for the consumers of AEW, and they're not doing it for anything else because obviously people don't want to pay up to use Max. They're about to lose tons of subscribers due to free trials running off. Like, how did it become a thing that people who are paid behind paywalls to give news, opinions, and analysis, that this is good for AEW?
They're just either, well, we talked about it. If they're either getting paid, and if they're not, then they're fucking idiots, you know? Lucy Moody says Daily Motion, the original challenger brand.
Daily Motion probably gets used more than Max. I mean, Max has 1.3% streaming as of January. It's flat year over year. Nothing they've added. This whole thing about top 5 in sports, you know what that is? That's a polite way of telling somebody that was asking, yeah, your AEW sucks, but you know what? We air like 4 sports in January. AEW's in the top 5 out of 4.
Yeah.
It really has upset me because the more I think about it, and this is where I'll wrap, and then like you can ask questions or I can bounce or whatever, I can hang out. At the end of the day, there's a group of people online who are hell-bent on basically demanding respect and claiming that they are the ones who know things. They are the ones with sources. Dave Meltzer, he's been studying this for 30 years. Play the clip.
Studying for 30, well, or I'll just do the voice. You know, he's been studying the business for 30 years.
The best guys, Tony Khan. You have people, I mean, I don't want to give too much about my real life, but I will say that I am probably friends with somebody who is so far higher up than anybody that certain people claim they talk to inside of Warner Brothers Discovery. All right. At the end of the day, I'm an actual investor. I actually have invested in Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm actually short Warner Brothers Discovery. I am talking where I put my money. All right. I have no reason to lie to you or give you a spin or PR. And you can judge me or judge whatever. I mean, I just literally in the last 12 months called WWE going up 100%. It's gone up even more. So you can judge me based on my record. Now, these people are so determined to act like they are the only people that know anything. They have any sources that they're able to tell you what they're experts at the TV business. They're experts at the ticket business. They're experts at the wrestling business. They fucking suck. All right. They're grifting. They're taking money from people. I hope somebody clips this. They are the ones who take money from people. They are the ones who project that they are experts. They are the ones who are repeatedly wrong, have to repeatedly create new lies to cover up old lies. And they try to gaslight people who actually might have an idea about things, who actually was calling a sham sale before there was a lawsuit being read about today. All right. Who actually has called stock moves, who has actually called business decisions like site fees, like utilizing NXT as a third brand and constantly giving them more real talent to enhance the developmental talent, something Brandon Thurston has censored. Now, I'm done. Sorry. Thank you for the platform. I will send a super chat. I appreciate you as always, but I had to get that off my chest because it really has aggravated me.
No, man. The chat, Daniel Nutcracker says MJ cooking. Yeah, you're cooking, bro. Someone else just said in here too, Amazon Prime is looking at buying Max. Do you know anything about that?
Max, so here's what's happening with Warner Brothers. They're going to speak more about this tomorrow. I don't know that this is what they have said publicly. All right. They were looking to do what Comcast said they were going to do, which is spin out the cable assets, separate it from what they consider to be the good assets, and sunset them. What sunset means is that you're going to run that business for as long as they can possibly run that business, figure out ways to continuously try to generate cash flow so that it has value. That could be licensing out properties or licensing out shows like we've seen them do with the HBO catalog where they sell that to Netflix now. They're generating money. They can cut things like they cut the movies or they cut projects that they're doing because that creates some cash flow savings for them. It's easier for them to just cut losses than to keep spending money. That's a strategy we've seen them do. What they're going to spin out is like Max in the studio division, and they don't put costs on Max. So they've constantly moved all the expenses from, like, if they have a new program that's going to be simulcast, that's like probably an expense on the Turner side, on the television business, not on Max, because they want Max's balance sheet, their P&L, to look as clean as possible so they can create a new company out of it. Now, the acquisition comes into play because Max is not growing. Max doesn't have a brand identity. Max is not outside of Game of Thrones. Like in people remember HBO, but they don't even call it HBO anymore. They just changed the graphic for Max back to the HBO color of black and gray or black and whatever, because nobody recognizes Max. No one knows what's on Max. They might, so they can either do something with Max and they can merge it when they spin it out, or they can sell off and they can merge television assets, which I think was their goal, was like, hey, if we can partner up with these other people, we kind of have a business here with these other people and we can kind of like ride their coattails and like be part of something. Well, that blew up on them. So M&A has always been discussed. There's an idea that within the current administration in the U.S. that it'd be more favorable to M&A. It wasn't in the last one. Plus, Warner Brothers Discovery was created out of a merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery. So they had to wait a period of time before they could do anything. Sorry, I'm talking fast. I'm trying not to like bore everyone to death. Hopefully people are keeping up.
Well, we hear what you're saying, but what were the cage match ratings, MJ? I mean, I just steal that one from
Asuka. Was that not one of the greatest like days in Twitter in wrestling? Asuka going after cage match.
It's too good, man. Okay, so this guy here, Creighton Rab, says Nexstar owns 75% of the CW, while CBS and WBD each own 12.5%. Is that true?
I'm not sure. I know the CW went through several different iterations of ownership. I'm not sure who owns what anymore. I don't know that Paramount owns anything in the CW, but Paramount's going through their own kind of like also being sold. The funny thing is, if you went back a year, and like I keep up and I'm aware of all the stuff like in entertainment, in Hollywood, and all the kind of news about that stuff, which is by real people, not by like dopes online.
Yeah.
Selling dick pills and gossip. Sorry.
Don't worry, we covered that earlier. We already played that clip.
No, so like, so Paramount a year ago was like a company in disarray, and what was going to happen, and could they sell it? And there's this whole thing with Sherry Redstone. Now Paramount's all of a sudden like people are optimistic about its future, and no one has a clue what's going on with Max, or not Max, Warner Brothers or Max. Nexstar, I don't know who else is involved in the CW, but the CW has had change in ownership to the point where I'm willing to say that it won't shock me if WWE has an out to renegotiate NXT for a lot more money. That's just like tinfoil hat. I don't know anything. I'm just, speculating.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. This is an excellent breakdown. The chat's eating it up. And Dopes, a.k.a. Meltzer and Circe. Yep, absolutely. Damn, what a hell of a fucking breakdown there. And just to jump in and talk about that match, MJ from NJ, anything else you need to add in this little...
No. Look, this is all my analysis and opinion.
I love it.
I'm not trying to sell you anything. I certainly do believe that like tomorrow, whatever Warner Brothers says about Max is going to be very interesting. I think that in the months to come, Warner Brothers is going to, in the next like 12 to 24 months, Warner Brothers is going to look or be very different than whatever it is today, because based on what they were saying like a few months ago, it's already looking different. Yeah. So, if you like AEW, if you love AEW, if you want AEW to thrive, like you better hope they figure out ways to grow, because streaming on Max is not it. period. That's it.
Well, I'm just curious. Like tomorrow, I think there's going to be a lot of fucking meltdowns, man. It's going to be funny because if they don't, you're right. Tomorrow's going to be
themselves into a shoot with this whole like Max in the sports, like sports on. They work themselves into a shoot because here's the funny thing. And sorry, I'm long-winded here.
No,
but
go ahead.
These people constantly work themselves into a shoot. They think if they all say the same thing, and you see how fast they're quick to aggregate stuff, right? All of a sudden, it's like clockwork. Like something posts, they all aggregate it. Now all of a sudden, it becomes like gospel. And the reality is like when things play out, the truth ultimately reveals itself. So obviously, AEW is not that important to Warner Brothers' Max sports strategy. It's not mentioned. It wasn't part of upfronts. It's very much on the back burner. But these people feel a need to constantly like create this kind of hype instead of just reporting on like the actual story, which is AEW stuck in a place where it probably can't grow where it is at all, regardless of whatever they do on TV, whatever they do in the matches, whatever stories. Like it's not in a position to grow. And these people would rather not talk about that because they think it's bad, opposed to like actually covering evolving news stories, not their gossip, not their fanfic.
Well, I don't know about Warner Brothers, but MJ definitely did try to warn a brother.
That's all I'll say, Tony.
So I'll say, Tony, listen up, bro, right here. This motherfucker's trying to help, if anything. Again, thank you for coming in and dropping bombs, man. You're welcome anytime. And we just appreciate your insights. Tell everyone where they can follow you, dude.
No one should follow me. I'm not here to plug anything. All right.
Okay.
Don't pay me on a Discord so I can write it off to charity, which is disgusting. Disgusting. Can I say something about that?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right. This guy, first of all,
He's talking about Elboo, guys.
I'm talking about his buddy, not even him. That guy didn't even have the smarts to say, I'm going to come back online and I'll donate my proceeds to charity. No, he just came back online like nothing happened. The gall of that person. But we don't know if those stories are A, completely fabricated, or B, verified, which kind of now that they're out there, like it is gossip. It has been publicized. It was a big thing in the IWC, and nobody has actually taken the time or effort to verify any of it, to like say it was completely false. Have they ever said that?
Like people in AEW?
Either AEW.
Listen, I was told, listen, now I came on the stream and I was told by talent who can on the roster currently, not on the roster currently, or I guess, right? Office. Like I'm talking like someone who did everything there, who said like you can name names, but I'm not about to do that and pull an elbow. But
no,
you don't have to believe me, but they were like adamant to me that he was lying about fucking 99%. Like they just said it was akin to like drunken buddies telling drunken stories. And a lot of the comments actually reflected that. They're like, man, when he's talking about MJF driving for hours and hours and hours, everyone's like, dude, that's like a fucking hour and a half drive if you're going, if you're going the speed limit. Like you can clear that shit in an hour and a half. It's not hours and hours. Like he was lying by like,
so
if being exaggerative and shit like that, you know what I mean?
If he was lying outright, like why is like,
and Britt Baker called him out and was like, you were fucking lying, dude. So I don't know.
If he was lying, why is he welcome back? And why are people promoting the fact that he apparently, quote unquote, their tweet, not mine, still got it? Like, isn't that weird? Like, this dude was outright lying and taking money from people to do so. Just like a huge fucking red flag. And it's no big deal. Still got it. Talk to a Rock or talk to somebody about the Rock 3 days before. Still got it. Like, what are we doing here? Like, they are outright grifting to the point of like almost fraud if it was complete lies. They took money from people for this.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you get on the other hand, like the buddy comes back like, I'm going to donate my proceeds to charity. Why? So you can get the write-off? Like, you're not telling people to not pay you. You're not telling people, here's where you should donate and I will match it out of my own pocket. You're saying, keep giving me money and I will do it. That's so messed up. Like, man, these guys are so hard up for a buck. And they just like, I don't understand where they get the support and where they get the fanfare. It's so disgusting.
They've just been in it so long. They
Oh
just
my
were like the gatekeepers. They're just there. Like if you look up wrestling journalists, fucking like Meltzer and them come up like the very first thing. So
No,
if you're
not
a new,
I'm talking about like the new school people, the people who get on spaces and talk about fighting other people.
like elbowing them, yeah, they just get a minor bit of access, and then they start talking shit, and they always stooge them fucking selves, man. That's the thing, you know.
A wrestler, a company, somebody needs to shut it down, because I cannot tell you, in all of my years participating in message boards, chat rooms, online, internet wrestling discourse, this is the thing that is literally killing off interest in fandom, is this entire like polluted news media, we're the reporters, we're telling you what's happening bullshit. It is so bad for these companies. I mean, this is why WWE goes out of their way to dunk on them, because they know how it's useless. It's useless. You are not generating a single new fan. You are just making people like, what? And meanwhile, these guys make their tens of thousands of dollars, some of them probably more. Like, for what? Bullshitting?
Yeah, dude.
Gossip?
Well, they take people's money. I take their souls. I'm the fucking soul reaper, bro. I'm the Punisher, son. Frank Castle. I'm here to fucking let these dudes know, bro.
Keep doing what you do. Keep providing the best variety show, comedy show, bit show. Like, you kill it.
Thanks, man.
All right. The one thing, all right, what you do is what I initially loved about the creator model when I was a big supporter of other creators in the space. You put on a show. People can support you. They want to support you. People don't have to support you. You still entertain them. You still engage with them. And I love it. And you're creating something. All right. You're not trying to project as like something you are not. You're not trying to like take money from people for access to like paywall bullshit. I mean, I know you have a Patreon, but
yeah,
I watch your show live, free.
The Patreon. This is what the Patreon
It's
is. It's
fantastic.
just. I don't mean to interrupt you. Fucking,
No, go ahead.
You know, really complimenting me so well, but the Patreon's just shit I can't do on YouTube because they'll fucking strike me. You know what I mean? So it's like
And it's
the
content,
same
it's
thing. It's just
create-
over here. I'm
creation,
over here
it's
now.
art. All right,
Yeah.
you're not telling people I have exclusive news that you can find
No,
out
fuck
by
no.
giving
I'll just
me
say that
like,
on the free show. Yeah, I would
right,
never hold
exactly.
that behind a paywall.
I don't think of you guys. I don't think of Toonie Town. I don't think of I don't think of JD. I don't think of a
Any
lot
of my
people as, like,
interviews too, they just go
reporters.
free on YouTube. Like I would never
Journalists.
hold. Yeah, I would never like
Like-
hold an interview hostage either. Maybe like, oh, it goes out a day early on Patreon, but like I would not fucking
No,
like that
it's
would
totally
just go free and shit.
different.
Yeah, there
like,
would be no.
and people have a choice; they can consume it other ways, right? Like I don't know if you consider yourself a reporter. I don't know if you consider yourself
No,
a
I don't.
journalist.
But
all
some
right?
people say I am. They're like, no, you do what you're doing is journalism, though. And it's like, yeah, just don't ever call me that because I don't like that. You know, I'm not reporting shit. I guess I'm reporting shit, but I'm just taking the piss. Really.
You're covering the same stuff that people who actually put reporter or whatever they call themselves, like they're selling that. You're just talking about it, and that's what I like. All right.
Well,
the same
thank
way we
you.
get on spaces and do it, the same way we kind of kick the shit when we're just like replying to each other on X, like, and everyone does it. We are the media. All right. Everything that goes on, and this for all the listeners out there, everything that goes on in the internet, there are smarter people than who are charging money for stuff on the internet. They can quote unquote report. They can quote unquote give thoughts that end up being right or wrong or whatever. And we can have discussions and you triangulate the truth. We are the media. All right. Fuck these guys and their paywall bullshit grifts. I'm out.
Yeah, let's fucking go, dude. I'm feeling that. Let's go. Round of applause for MJ, who just fucking put it down, man. You know what's up, and thank you. I appreciate everything you do too, man. Open door. Anytime you want to hop on, just give me the shout, and especially when you got bombs like that, dude. Everyone, don't follow MJ from NJ at some X error and WrestleGraphs. Thank you, MJ, for being on the show. I appreciate it. There you go, guys. An amazing appearance, wasn't it? That was great. That was great. Mic drop. Let me check in with chat here. Sorry, wife text. Hold on one second. Okay, we took care of that. Now on to, let's see, let's check in with chat here. Acknowledge MJ. Yeah, that was great shit. He came through. Jake, mic drop, exactly. PWT is the ombudsman of the wrestling journalists. Thank you. Let's see here. So when is Phil going to start an exclusive Discord to sell us all the dirt on Jose the assistant feed pigs? We DM, but he's just a cool guy, you know. He's not a stoogey motherfucker like in any way, you know, but he's not afraid to like talk to anybody and shit. He doesn't really, he's going to go do some shit with JD, you know. And me and Jose might do something maybe. And I don't want to fucking say we're gonna, but we're not really talking about it anymore, but we kind of talk a little bit. Phil should do stand-up. Yeah, I've got bits, bro. How do you know I haven't? You know, Phil's killing it. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, you guys are killing it. Let's get into some WWE news, because we didn't get into Federation news. I just remembered as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will hit the breaking news here. Give me 1 second. Where the fuck is it? There, I turned it down because everyone whines about the breaking news being very loud when I play it. So Carmella on the news of her WWE departure. She says, some news broke last week, and I just wanted to let you know that I've seen all of your texts and tweets and messages and DMs, and like, oh my God, you guys are just the best. I'm so grateful for you and everything that you've been saying about Carmella and my career, and I'm so blessed. Thank you. I know there's a lot of questions and uncertainty around everything. I will be going on a podcast later this week, answering some of those questions and telling my side, because I have a lot to say about the situation. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll give you the details when I can, and I can't wait to fill you guys in. I think that it's like health shit, like I was speculating on, and she's going to, not to blow up her spot, but yeah, I think it has something more or less to do with that, because she seems fine and optimistic, and I don't think there's any like grievances there or anything. Here's Triple H congratulating Raquel and Liv. Hell yeah. So they're just having a blast. That was crazy. That title switch was amazing. So here's Kevin Owens writing hilarious shit on his trading cards. Like, so he's signing it and going, I once ate soup. And then the bloodline aren't really related. I like several Shakira songs. Sami Zayn is vegan. So these Topps cards are all the rage right now. I'm thinking about getting into them. So WWE 2K developers don't like that AEW has won over them with including thumbtacks in their game. Well, they had glass in fucking theirs, no? I mean, who really gives a shit? But 2K says the thumbtacks, we've been talking about that for a while now, and I think once we crack the nut, that's the perfect opportunity to then go into, as you pointed out, getting scarring, bleeding on the back, the chest, the arms even. I think introducing that as a new weapon, obviously just like peanut butter and jelly, it coincides with bleeding on the bodies as opposed to just the face. So it is something that we are hoping to eventually get to sooner rather than later. So yeah, I would just say we hear you. And it's something that we want to do as well, especially just having thumbtacks in the AEW game. I know I worked on it, but it sticks in my craw that the AEW game has one over on us when it comes to the thumbtacks. I don't like that. We're going to make it right. So this guy who's working on the 2K game also worked on the AEW game and helped get them thumbtacks and shit. That's cool, I guess. I thought that they would be in 2K this year, but I guess they fumbled the bag. No. Rey Mysterio is out of action indefinitely following the attack by the New Day on the February 10th edition of WWE Raw. Just taking a little time off, I'm sure. I'm sure he's not really hurt. Ahead of tonight's NXT, there is internal buzz that this will be just the beginning with the Hardy Boys, with creative, optimistic. The pair will have a main roster program in the spring, summer. So for those of you saying, oh, I don't really need the fucking Hardy Boys back, they're about to get a goddamn...
Come on now, Eric.
They might get a main roster run here, one last in them. So I'm okay with it if they do it, but I mean, shit. Who are we getting over here? That's all I'm looking at. Asuka completely bodied some sickos, right? So this idiot from Tiki, it's all over, responds to Asuka, who quote tweets her and Mickey James throwing down, And Asuka says this was a really great match. This guy's like, nope, it was a boilerplate hard cam WWE slop. Real great women's wrestling is in Japan. Maybe if you work this match in Stardom, it could have been something special. And then posted cage match. You know what I'm saying? And Asuka responds and is like, do you really let worthless garbage reviews dictate your choices? Be it games or cars, reviews mean nothing. There's nothing more pathetic than surrendering your own judgment to someone else's opinion. Take full control of your own thoughts. And I like that she said that, you know, and that's why my reviews used to be super in depth, and they transitioned to, listen, I got to just freestyle my takes off the top, because people are going to agree with it or not. I can sit there and tell you why this person has a better headlock than this person. We're going to agree to disagree all day. We just got to talk about the key things, you know? I thought this was hilarious. So this is on the Up, Up, Down, Down channel. Here is AJ Styles completely raging and melting down after losing the Up, Up, Down, Down title tournament 2K22 to Seth Rollins. So here's a throwback, but this is circulating again.
Get him. Get him.
AJ, get it for square.
Yes. Get out of there. Get away from the ropes. Get away. Come on. Come on.
Oh, AJ, I think you're done.
Yeah.
I was told this game was good.
Yeah,
Now this sucks egg.
Freaking crap.
I need to hydrate. How?
How he drinks the water.
Yeah. I'm back, baby. I'm back. All right. Look at that match.
Great job.
Look at that.
Gave you to just press square. Shut up.
Damn, man, that is funny how he just raged like that, dude. Okay, moving along here. So here's Carmella. Here's her update.
MIA for the last week. If you can't tell, I'm so sick. I've been sick for over a week now. And there's also obviously been a lot happening. Some news broke last week, and I just wanted to let you know that I seen all of your texts and tweets and messages and DMs, and like, oh my God, you guys are just the best. And I'm so grateful for you and everything that you've been saying about Carmella and my career. And I'm so blessed. So thank you. And I know there's a lot of questions, and
I read the quote. Love you, Carmella. Hope you come back well. But I think she's fine. She's just like, yeah, it's my time's up. I'm just a mom now and shit. Just totally cool. The Undertaker says, I know there are people willing to offer enormous amounts of money for me to put on the coat and hat again. But from my mindset, I have already left the last bit of the character in the ring. I don't want to cheapen its legacy. That's why my podcast is called 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway and not The Undertaker. And that's why we now use the American Badass instead of the Phenom. I'm proud of my career's legacy, and no amount of money can get me to rest in peace. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, unless that fucking Saudi check comes knocking. Anyway. So Asuka, still going at the mark, says, if I wrestled just to please the reviews, every match would end up feeling like industrial waste. I don't think people really want mass-produced uniform matches. That's exactly what they don't get. AEW feels like the supply chain cookie cutter fucking match now, right? I want to enjoy a terrible match for the mess that it is, and when a match is truly great, I want to experience it as the masterpiece it deserves to be. Either way, love is what matters, and being a goddamn professional. Hurricane Helms tweets this out. It's still pro wrestling. Pro wrestling has always been about storytelling. And you know he's throwing that out because these motherfuckers are talking about, like, I don't know. You see these other vets from other companies. So he didn't respond to anyone but Hurricane Helms just saying, what's up with that? It ain't about flips. Chelsea Green says 2 places in one night. That's what a WWE champ does. So repping for the Raptors. and then showed up on NXT. Just looking like $1 million on NXT there. So that was good shit, pal. Here is a fucking hilarious story from Kathy Kelly. Right? So this just popped me so hard.
You are looking at a victim of food delivery theft, some hotel guest on hotel guest crime because I placed an order an hour ago. Did not realize until after it got delivered that I accidentally put the wrong room number on my order. Mistake that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. Went down to the lobby, checked with them. They said no dice. So tail between my legs, walk myself back down the hallway, knock on that room number. Very wholesome woman answers the door. And I say, excuse me, ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you, but did you happen to get a food delivery sometime within the last hour that wasn't yours? She looks me dead in the eye. She said, no. And as she is staring
just no
into the depths of my soul, I am staring at the GoPuff delivery bag directly over her shoulder. So
what's GoPuff?
I ask again, are you positive that you did not get a GoPuff delivery order containing 4 protein bars and a Greek yogurt?
That's what pops me. You steal someone's shit, you open it, it's 4 protein bars and a Greek yogurt, and you're like, what the fuck? Who is this for? Why would you even keep that?
And this woman,
oh, that pops me so hard.
Full face of makeup, hair perfectly done, said, I just got out of the shower about 30 seconds ago, and I've been in there for over an hour. So if anyone had even knocked, I wouldn't have heard them. You know, I really hope you enjoy that s'mores Greek yogurt because someone should.
Well, wrestlers are supposed to fight. Why do you protect the business, pal? Don't let her steal your protein bars and Greek yogurt. Punch her in the fucking mouth. Or you're George Capture for 5 says, I did make a promise at 150 likes. If you want to play Jericho, let it be done.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Top mod spoke. I mean, I don't know.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
Hey, man, blame vintage George Capture for that. That ain't my bad. So, speaking of Vince, WWE accused of carrying out sham investigation into Vince McMahon allegations. So now they're accused of, like, they didn't really investigate him and shit. Shut the fuck up already. Here's Ricky Starks cutting Ricky Saints, rather. Let's show him respect. Cutting an impassionate promo after NXT there. And please don't fucking strike me, WWE. God damn it.
I don't think that I ever envisioned my life ending up this way. But damn, at least I can freaking say that I made it through. Every that was out there, and I'm sorry to curse, but I made it through. I stood there with my head held high and my chest puffed out because I knew what I wanted and I knew who I was, and that will never change. And there will be no man nor woman that makes me forget that. Tonight was a love letter to all the people that rode for me. And most importantly, tonight was a memory, a reminder, should I say, to the old Ricky. And more of a letter was to come to the new Ricky and the future Ricky. And I think you'll like that guy too as well.
Hell yeah. He's a star, man. He made it. So Vince Russo Barrow has announced that he will stop watching WWE Barrow once I turn 65 next January. Barrow, it's like John Cena. I'm telling you, Barrow, wrestling is dead. And let me just explain something to you, bro. When I'm 65, from January, bro, to January, bro, I just like John Cena, okay? I invented John Cena, bro, and I am done wrestling just like he is. Oh my God, bro. So every time Raw or SmackDown ends, Coach and I feel like an absolute idiot for watching that show, bro, because it's a show for idiots. And I'm not dumb, bro. I worked at a video store and lucked my way into the wrestling business. But trust me when I tell you, bro, I'm not. It's written for idiots, bro. And I watch it because I get paid. But I have also announced, Coach, I will continue to watch the WWE until my 65th birthday in Long Island, bro, which is not till January. So I have 11 months, just like John Cena. Once I turn 65, bro, I will never, ever watch let me tell you, bro, I will never, ever watch another WWE show, bro, Russo said on Coach and Bro Show. Yeah, I quote tweeted this and I was like, well, you're the reason we all stopped watching WCW, so it's only fair you return the favor. So PW Insider says that Julia Gulia is dealing with an injury issue. We'll see about that as time goes on. Here's Rhea Ripley on Logan Paul's vlog, like talking about the person who came to her house, which this is just creepy as fuck, but they make it into a funny joke.
I saw your tweet.
Was it you at my house?
No, I don't think so. People are just showing up.
Yeah, so I saw on the ring on Valentine's Day, someone was at my door and I was watching it. This chick was there for like 15 minutes.
It was a girl?
Yeah, just like smiling into my camera, like the movie Smile, and I was like, oh no.
It wasn't a Girl Scout selling Girl Scout cookies?
No.
Because you probably would have bought the Thin Mints, right?
Yeah, they're my favorite.
So good. What if someone like does want to deliver you mail? Like where should they?
Performance center.
Performance. So like right here, right now, wouldn't be good if we had like mail for you.
What do you have for me?
He's such a troll.
I do have some mail for you. Just because you said not at the doorstep, so I just brought the mail here to work. Rhea mail. Attention, mommy. Bro, Michael, stop.
Leave her the alone.
No, look, bro, I can't, Michael. I'm doing God's work. It's my merch. It's my merch.
Now you're gonna bring God into your troubles,
bro.
I love it.
Stop.
I appreciate it. Look, my dad is gonna love it.
You don't want to keep it?
I mean, maybe. I'll put it on the dog.
all right?
This is.
That's pretty funny. Buddy Matthews beat the shit out of Logan Paul, buddy. He's hitting on your girl. No, I'm just kidding. WWE expecting to bring 3 PLEs to Saudi Arabia in 2026, one of them being the Royal Rumble, folks. And that was WWE. Okay, I want to see flutes in the chat. It is time for everybody's favorite segment in the whole world, in all of pro wrestling, YouTubing. If I'm known for one thing, man, it's for my Meltzer roasts. So, ladies and gentlemen, get some fruits in the chat, please. Flutes in the chat, please. It's been a long one, folks. I've been cooking today, I feel like. Same with MJ. Came in and cooked. Let me see here. But it is time for, yeah, you guys throw those flutes up. I'm just getting organized here a little bit. Yeah, so this is the funny one here. So, okay, they're all funny, but I mean, yeah, flutes in the chat. It is time for everybody's favorite segment, fruits and flutes in the chat. And it is time for get your grandma, someone says. Yes, flutes up, y'all. It is time for David. Should we start calling him David? Is that his real name or is it just Dave? You know, there's some weird people who they're like, nah, my name is just Like, oh, my name's not Susan, it's just Sue. There's some people like that where it's like, oh, Jim. Oh, James? No, just Jim, you know? It's like me, I'm not Philip. Just Phil. Everybody, it is time for your favorite segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So Dave Meltzer responds to Vladimir Romanov, who says, how can something that is losing viewers and live crowds value? Are you supposed to be the business expert? It doesn't add up. And Meltzer says, well, AEW, they've gained viewers since January. Only problem is nobody knows how many. And then I quote tweet this, and I'm like, if nobody knows how many viewers they've gained, how does he know they've gained viewers? What the actual fuck? And people are saying to me, well, because they've gone on Max, it's like 1%. It's like 30% like the NFL if they're watching. No, idiots, right? Meltzer polled his own audience and then went based on these polls, these studies we did of the business, because we learned the business experts, Tony Khan, right? And then he said that it was like a fact. And then he used that math on Twitter to fucking deduce his own audience, right? It's not 30%. It's fucking, the math works out. If everyone was an observer AEW, Mark, yeah, okay, then 30, they're doing NFL numbers. Sure. Your audience primarily are the ones who are like, well, I'll watch it on, Max now, you know? That's what's going on, dude. And they're super mad right now and freaking out at me. You notice the pushback of the Dave hate? Dave gets called a liar every day. Well, because he gets proven to be a fucking liar every day. It's not my fault. It's nobody's fault, you know? I'm sorry you get robbed out of 15 every month. It's not my problem, though, right? I'm going to play my flute. But, yeah, Meltzer's saying they've gained viewers. Why? Because they went to Max, is what he's trying to say. Or because of the NBA lead-in thing, is he trying to weasel that in? Going to Max doesn't automatically mean more viewers. In my opinion, the only people who watch it on Max are some people who didn't have access to it before, like on TBS, and that's a very, very small amount of people who are watching it. And then some of the people who watched on TBS, it's now easier for them to watch on Max. Not all of them at all whatsoever. Not 30,000, not 300,000, maybe 30K, maybe. I'll give you that. But it's not 30% increase and all this shit. It's none of that, okay? And for Dave to say they've gained viewers since January, only problem is nobody knows how many. Okay, so like, if a tree falls in the wood, if there's one tree in one wood, chat, okay? Would you hear? Would a woodchuck chuck if a Dave could chuck wood? You know what I'm saying? But you guys get what I'm saying, right? If a tree falls in the woods, it's so stupid. Had a long day. I've just been battling this cold. It's been like 2 weeks, guys. Like, goddamn, sleeping weird hours during the day and shit, trying to nap it off. Anyways, but yeah, dude, he is just completely talking shit here, and that's my point. Okay, let's say they did get an increase. Prove that somehow. Have Max, have WBD, have Tony Khan show us some shit. Prove it, because everything Netflix and WWE does proves it. Otherwise, you're just talking shit. It's all it is at the end of the fucking day. So people, here's Dave's lives again. We absolutely destroyed this. Cody Rhodes posted a video. Him and The Rock are toasting tequila. It says Louisiana SmackDown, February 21st. Also, Ari Emanuel pretty much stooged it on Pat McAfee. But he's friends with The Rock. So people go, well, no, he's just talking about John Cena, maybe. No, he's friends with The Rock. I don't think he's friends with John. I think Ari and The Rock are way closer because The Rock's tight with Dana White and shit, and Dana and Ari are really close. And Ari's, I think John Cena's like not as close with them as The Rock has Netflix deals. Cena doesn't necessarily. He's still kind of grinding his way through the Hollywood shit, you know, like he's not quite at The Rock's level. So I'm pretty sure that's not what it was. But okay, I'll give you, maybe he didn't allude, but no, he was alluding to The Rock. But anyways, we proved essentially, that The Rock, there was at least 3-4 weeks notice. Well, Dave doubles down. Dummy Dave doubles down and goes, I know that there's definitely people not happy with the way they had a game plan, and the game plan completely changed this last week. See, this is why everybody's so fucking stupid. Ready?
Dummy. Yeah.
Because this was the cope last year when The Rock showed up out of nowhere. But at the start of this year, as far as WWE years, right? So like Mania to Mania. So at the end of last year, the start of WWE's year, or like the end of last year, The Rock showed up out of nowhere, and it was such a change of plans, unexpected. And then The Rock comes back and is like, we have plans like going in the future, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then a year later, The Rock shows up, and they're trying to pretend like it's unexpected again. And like a year ago, they didn't lay out 2 plans. If The Rock's here, here's what we're going to do. If he's not here, here's what we're going to do. If he can wrestle, here's what we're going to do. If he can't, here's what we're going to do. So last year, he did genuinely show up out of nowhere, and we're all like, what the fuck? WWE years, right? This year now, he was there the year before, and then they laid out, he's there going forward, even all the dirt sheets while The Rock's on the board, and he's here going forward. Now we're supposed to believe again this year they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're just like throwing shit at the wall. They didn't have a plan a year ago this time, so The Rock didn't pull the same shit. Like at least a vague one. He wasn't coming back for WrestleMania season. Are you sure about that? Julia Gulia, I need that for the soundboard. John Cena going, are you sure about that? And I'm sorry if you already sent it. But yeah, like I just don't buy that for a second, man. They knew The Rock was coming WrestleMania season. So he says, I guess we'll find out Saturday if they change from Cody versus Cena. And I don't know where he fits in. And so Dave just saying flat out it's Cody versus Cena and shit. So I don't know, man. They never gonna get it because I'm too smooth. They never gonna get it. I thought you knew. They never gonna get it, but they ain't got a clue. You're never gonna get it. Akon? Anyone? Holy shit, that's a throwback, man. So this clip just went viral, and I don't know if Dave's gonna blame Brian for this one, but here's Dave using a fucking rotary phone to There's people in this chat who've never seen a phone like this in their lives. Y'all remember phones with actual buttons on them? You know what I mean? There's people watching wrestling right now, and it's so funny. Dave's like, oh, everyone's out of touch. Meanwhile, like, there's people who are alive right now who never existed in the world, who are adults, who never existed in a world without iPhones. You know what I mean? And fucking Dave's on a car phone from the 1980s.
I've seen people like rave about the match, and I mean, I thought the match was really.
Yo, I think my grandma got one of those. Is that the one with the cord in the charger, but it hooks up to the fucking? It's got like a D-block charger on the fucking end of that thing, so the phone don't die. This is the one that loses service. You go 3 feet from the fucking front yard. Oh shit, bro. Oh man, that is funny. And he's always like, everyone's out of touch. You're out of touch, old podcasters. I've been doing this 50 years. Look at my phone. This is my cell phone. Oh shit, man. Oh, Dave, I got a new ringtone for you, bro. Oh man, so good. Look at this shit though. He's talking on like, what is this? Is there even a call directory on that thing, bro? And these are calls that people charge. He charges money to like review this match. Give me $5-10. I'll review this match. And he does it over this phone, dude.
Really good. But that, I mean, honest to God, like that killed it for me. It's like, okay, that's the ref sees him do this. It's got to be a DQ. Not only that, he didn't even boot him out. I've seen people like rave about the match, and I mean, I thought the match was really good, but that, I mean, honest to God, like that killed it for me. It's like, okay, that's the ref sees him do.
That's a He looks like a DJ scratching at a fucking turntable right now. Why is he holding the phone like that? He's holding on to his fucking toupee on the other side. Like, what's going on, dude? Jesus Christ, Dave.
Do this.
Lay off the steroids. You fucking look insane, dude. Oh, shit.
It's got to be a DQ. Not only that, he didn't even boot him out. I've seen people like rave about the match, and I'm
just one more time, Chad.
I mean, I thought the match was really good, but that, I mean, honest to God, like that killed it for me. It's like, okay, that's the ref sees.
It's like, okay, that's like what you want. Like, look at him. He's holding the fucking earphone and turntable in.
Him do this. It's got to be a DQ. Not only that, he didn't even boot him out. I've seen.
Oh man. Holy shit, man. That's one of the funniest things ever. I might need to save that one for research, dude. Oh shit, man. So Dolly the Sheep 1903 says, show me the view numbers. Say it, Dave. Show me the view numbers. And Meltzer goes, all you need is 30,000 viewers between 18 to 49 for Max, and you're up from December. I don't know the numbers, but common sense would tell you it's a lot more than 30,000. How would it be? How does common sense tell you that? And then these fucking Mark Sickos repeat it to like average people. Okay. And you're sitting there going, what the fuck? And so Switchblade says 30K and 18 to 49 streaming on Max is well above 10% watching on Max when NFL only gets 10% watching on streaming on Sunday for their simulcasts. Common sense would tell you that the ratio would be less for AEW than the NFL. Give me a logical reason why AEW would be higher than the NFL. He fucking can't. But I study Patrick Mahomes. I study the NFL. Cuervo and Patrick Mahomes and Tony Khan, the three amigos.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Fuck, man, what an idiot, dude. This is what I mean. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's the grift is real on Dave's end. And then people get mad at you for questioning Dave, bro. And it's like, this is why. What makes you think they do NFL numbers? They don't. So Bischoff responds to this guy saying, like, Meltzer thinks he knows more than you. Last I know, he never worked in the business, let alone for Vern. Gagne is responding to, obviously, or referring to, rather. Eric Bischoff says he's a hack gossip rag writer who poses as legitimate journalism. He's never accomplished anything other than distributing a gossip rag, or for Moose Knuckle, a coom rag. I don't know. I brought that up because someone said that earlier in the show, one of the sickos. So Bischoff responds to the fucking phone, the landline phone, dude. And Bischoff goes, remember this image next time this clown refers to someone as being out of touch. The irony is too much fun. Now, I get it, though. People will respond because I've worked, too, at like, okay, let's say there's a radio station. They have phone-ins. They'll use a landline and shit. I get it. But it's just that Dave doesn't need to do that. And it just shows that, like, he's not this fucking... I don't know, man. It just proves the point. And like how the audio sounds coming across. Like you can't sound like you're phoning into your own show when people are fucking phoning into you and they sound clearer than you do and you sound like you're calling into your own show. No, Dave, get a cell phone, use a laptop, get a tablet. There's so many other ways. Take some notes so you don't go, Tony Khan every 4 seconds. So Meltzer says this, dude. Like, look, this is how he pushes the narrative. There are 35 million homes that get Max that don't get TBS or TNT. And homes with those situations available have declined 29% since 2019. And clearly tons of people who used to watch on TV have switched to Max. Tony Khan. Everyday discussion with people I know, and every poll on the subject says the same thing. Okay, you don't know anybody. Every discussion you have is with yourself in the mirror and into those papers while you're writing shit down that incoherently. Okay, yeah, things have declined since 2019, 29%. But look at WWE's ratings, look at AEW's, look at the attendances, look at the merch sales, look at the deals they're getting, etc. Also, your polls were just your audience, so those don't count because your audience... For sure, if I polled my people, Dave, The PWT universe, 0% of them switch to Max for AEW or anything. You know what I mean? So you're just in a bubble and you have confirmation bias, it's called, and you just don't know what that is because you're a dumb fuck and you're deteriorating in age. Right? 35 million? Okay. How many billion have Netflix? No one was ever like, oh, they're going to get 10 million. Like, no one seriously said that. We were like, if they do, fucking great, but that likely won't happen. So just like 35 million homes get Max that didn't get TBS. Okay, that doesn't mean even one more person's watching, especially when they're not putting it in anyone's faces. Especially when they don't have 35 million followers on socials and shit. So Meltzer got into it with Marie Shadows. Okay. And yeah, so I tweeted Meltzer is a bitch made because he'll argue with a woman and is constantly bashing them, but then runs and blocks when the flutes come playing. And Meltzer responds to Marie Shadows, where do we start with this actually? Because they start beefing and like he can't get her out of his brain because he was a dick to her in private emails that I know what was said in these emails, chat. It's not my place to tell anybody. Dave, do better. That's one thing I'll fucking throw out there, which Marie threw out there. So I love that she hit him with that because now I'm not here. A lot of people are like, Marie's a grifter and all this shit. Well, I'm not here to even fuck. I don't even know or care, give a fuck about that. And she's not grifting. She's just giving opinion shit. Like, she's a creator, bro, doing her thing. But and again, grift is like a small scam. Like, what is it? Are you trying to say she's misinformed? Then fucking say that. Don't call it grifting, But anyways, Marie, though, he brought her up on the message board. He's emailing her. He can't keep her name out of her mouth. And Dave was saying, like, I emailed her back and whatever. I think it's in the bookmarks. But she responded, said, you absolutely did not email me back after January 9th. Now remember that. Because later Meltzer goes, we'll read the email from the 8th. And it's like, yeah, but she's saying you didn't email her back after the 9th, which is what you're trying to say you did. And then he just shut the fuck up. Because what else is he going to say? But anyways, she said, you absolutely did not email me back after the 9th. First time since we interact. And the info mentioned here wasn't in the email. You and I know that. You need to learn how to tell the truth. It'll save you, whatever. Because this is what Dave does too. And you notice it when he argues with Brian. So he'll argue with Brian and start inserting shit that him and Tony Khan text about. And even Brian famously had to point out, like, well, tell people that. Dave's like, well, I know that. And Brian's like, well, we don't. The people don't. You're just texting Tony about storylines and shit we don't know about. And then act like fucking we're dumb because you and Tony have this shit in your head that no one else knows. So he does this constantly. And so with Marie, he's doing the same thing. Like before, I have the other one bookmarked. We'll see it. But for some reason, it's out of order. But what essentially he was saying was like asserting rather that the shit that she was saying in her tweets here didn't line up with fucking, or was in the email portion. And she's just pointing out like, no, we didn't talk about this in email, Dave. You guys get what I'm getting at? And he always does this. Where's the evidence? His arguments with Brian, where he gets mad at him about, okay, Dave, you and Tony know shit. We don't know shit. That's like Dave. He's had an email exchange with her, and then he's lumping it together with like other shit that's going on publicly. And then he's like, oh, it's in these emails I told her. And she's like, that didn't happen. And then he just goes, whatever. The first time you sent me a report, I saw it and emailed right back very nicely, explaining. He keeps saying that too, very nicely. No, you were a dick. And that's why he keeps saying that, because he knows he's a dick and he's like projecting right now. And this is like sociopathy. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I'll tell you this. I know what was said. So no, you weren't nice, And not that he was like, fucking dumb bitch, shut the fuck up. He wasn't like that either, but he's just being condescending Dave. Right. And if you think that's nice, Dave, then you don't know how you come across to other people. And that's a fucking social problem. And that's what we point out too. You have a social problem, dude. You don't know how you come across them. If this is all just oblivious to you, you have very bad social awareness and shit. And you need to go, oh, my bad. But anyways, He goes, I emailed very nicely explaining that he was in fact suspended, and NJPW people told me. It's been nice. It's been since been acknowledged everywhere. I'm so sorry you added that extra space, throwing me off. If you don't get your emails, it's been 7 weeks with Charlton gone, so you have had 7 weeks to apologize for claiming I made something up. See, they all want apologies, but they never apologize when you verifiably call these motherfuckers out. They just block you and ditch. That's all it is, dude. So Marie goes, you absolutely did not. Oh, yeah, you need to learn how to tell the truth. It'll save you. But you said I'm doing this for clout and you're done with this. So. And then Marie says, like, hi, show me the evidence or you do better reporting. NJPW has yet to say a word when they usually do. You have my email. And she just keeps pointing out, like, Dave, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that Chris Charlton and New Japan both never said shit. Right? So, yes, if you said he's lying and he's not, then okay, maybe you can fucking retract that, whatever. But I'm not here to defend even how Marie gets, she's a grown woman. Let her do her thing. It's just Dave's so bitch made for any of you fellas in the chat with flutes. He would never fucking give you that, but he just thinks he can like bully her or some shit, you know? That's what I don't like. But he goes, I can text or email almost any major power person anytime. Almost any major power person anytime. The power, Dave. Dave has the fucking power. The Superman. I can call Batman. I could call the Flash. Just watch. All the major powers. Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. All the mega powers too. Tony Khan. Holy shit. And he goes, I'm not helping book WWE either, even though I do discuss it with people in power all the time. Terry Taylor has no power, bro. Also, it has been acknowledged everywhere that Charlton is. So he just stooged there that he is just texting with people in power at AEW. And clearly his shitty influence of wrestling is rubbing off on them. And there you go. Like right fucking there. He's just stooging it all over the place. How could anyone take him seriously again? Right there. But he's too dumb to know that. Also, it has been acknowledged everywhere that, Charlton is suspended and, actually will be, returning in 2 weeks. I also emailed you that directly and told you it was confirmed by those in the company when you accused me of making that up. And the next day you just repeated the same stuff. Where did she repeat it, Dave? Where did she repeat it, Dave? On PWT? Holy shit. Hold on a second. Whoa. Where did she repeat it, Dave? Huh? Let's go, chat. He's going to get mad at these flutes soon. I promise. The flutes are just dumb. I mean, Brian. Holy shit. Oh, man. I get the clout chasing and shouldn't have responded, so that's it from here. I get the clout chasing. Dave, no one gets clout from you. They get embarrassed and look dumb. She doesn't want clout from you, man. Maybe clout for you don't get clout for calling Dave out. You get a bunch of sicko assholes who talk shit to you, and then you have people like me having to fucking defend everybody. You know what I mean? So this guy responds and I just own him because he's like, SS the email you sent her and show everyone she's a liar. You can cover her email address. Substance of the email with date timestamps will prove you right. And this is like a Meltzer fan and they like it in his circle, right? And I just quote you to go, except he can't and won't do that because he's lying. He wasn't very nice in the email either. He was a condescending prick like usual. And that's the fucking thing. Okay, this guy is just like, yeah, show timestamps, just own her, Dave. It's like he won't do that because he's fucking lying. And like, he would have just did that.
Liar!
And he would have just posted him to his fucking message
Tell us
board.
what you know, you goddamn liar!
So yeah, just silliness. Wrestle Talk says the real reason WWE is already doing Julia Gulia versus Stephanie Vaquer in the double championship match at NXT Roadblock in 2 weeks is because one of them needs time off due to being banged up. So here's a good old Brian, and then PWI just stooge it. Fucking shitty ass hack dirt sheets. But yeah, he goes, without spoiling it, because of if I spoil the match. One of these women is banged up, needs time off, and so they're doing the match, and then she's taking time off, so that's what happened. Yeah, I think Julia Gulia just goes right to the main roster. If she's injured, just don't even bring her back to NXT. Just have her go right main roster, and it's all good. But so the last little exchange here, right? Marie goes, you saying whatever is a huge tell, David. And then Meltzer goes, check your email on Jan 8 at 1:20, which read in response to you saying I made up the Charlton suspension. New Japan informed me personally. He did say that. Again, you've had 7 weeks of his disappearing from TV to correct it. And then, he goes, she said January 9th and after. So where's that email from? Exactly. Because her response to him, which again, this isn't my fucking place, right? But earlier she brought up, you did not email me past Jan 9th and shit. And he's just like, well, whatever, Tony Khan. And like that, he goes, check your email. So he went into his email, checked, reread it, Jan 8th, 1:20. And she's like, yeah, but she's like, what about what I responded to after that? And so Marie goes, you must think I'm special since you're asking for an apology when you don't ask anyone else. 2, the bickering looks bad on both of us because you're not willing to prove anything. Exactly, dude. Like, she's not claiming shit about emails. She doesn't need to. There's no confirmation from New Japan or Chris. Please do better, David. And the please do better is what I quote tweeted and laughed at that she hit him with, because that's like the main thing, you know, is just the whole like please do better Dave thing. I don't want to stooge anything that was emailed to her, but that's what he may have said, something along those lines to her. Sorry, I know I'm beating around the bush a bit, but that's how I have to do it. And because of that, Dave, just do better. Holler at a motherfucker like me or something like that if you want to really have this debate. And until then, shut your bitch ass up, Dave. We coming for you. That was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all so much for being here. It was an amazing show. Hit that like, subscribe, whatever you got to do. I got to get the fuck out of here. I love you all. 4-hour show, Saturday night Elimination Chamber stream. I'll see you all in the Upside Down. Until next time, take care of each other. Peace.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah.
You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan. We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
what's the point?
The point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
You know, mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We have just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me out of my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
got to run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But, like, you got to promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places in a month. You'll be like my favorite movie. Time God. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
綺麗な空気。体には細長が気持ちいいんです。日立のビッグフロー、ウェルネス。
What do we got? Super Day, Pro Wrestle Clips. Tony Khan has Camille and Megan Baines sitting at home being paid since 2023 for nothing. Come on now. It's not going to be the pod calling some kettle black on that one. Truth is the truth. Becker was more over than Monet. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm reading slow. Becker was more over than Monet and is going to the big times. Absolutely. And I said that. I think I covered that show. In fact, I know we did. And I pointed out, I'm going to go back and listen to my own comments. But I did make a mental note. And I think I did point out that I thought she looked really good because I had never seen her before. And now that you pointed out, I don't want to say she looked better than Mercedes, but I think the expectation was a little higher for Mercedes, obviously. And, perhaps Stephanie exceeded hers and perhaps Mercedes didn't. That's my take on it.
So, hairline. I have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. You want to watch that video? You want to watch that? It sounds funny. Like, I don't know. Those words strung together sound hilarious to me. So, let's get into this and see if it'll pop us or something.
I popped us already. We're already popped.
Okay, so here on X, formerly known as Twitter, still known as Twitter to many. We have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards, and he's here with James here. I don't know who that is. Rene Dupree, shout him out, and Ace Darling. That's a fucking throwback. Ace Darling. I think he did dark matches for like ECW and WWF back in the day, but never really made it. But shout out all you guys. Shout out Paul London. Here is Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. Shout out Cafe du Rene Dupree.
Yeah, she was like, "You don't recognize me, do you?"
Right.
Or something. She's like, "I'm only one of the most famous referees in professional wrestling." And he was like, "Oh, I don't really watch WWF anymore. Like, I haven't watched it a long time." She's like, "WWE, please." I wrestle for I'm a referee for AEW. It's the newest shit. If you don't know it, then you need to go check it out.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And
oh no!
And then he was just like, yeah. She was like,
oh my god! London just bodied her, bro. My word.
Oh god! Quick little fucking Paul London story. Like fucking, at one of the gathering of the Juggalos, he tagged with Brian Kendrick, and during their entrance, they both smoked a joint to themselves. They both had a joint. You know what I'm saying? And they smoked those daddies all the way down during their entrance. Let me tell you, bro, this was like an 8-minute entrance. You just don't you don't smoke a whole joint by yourself. Like, and like fucking dog, listen. London starts climbing up one of the rafters, and it's like he gets halfway up and just sits there, like Jericho doing the cans. He's up there just smoking the joint and whatnot. Yeah, Paul London's good shit, bro. I can't believe he did the horse.
Dude, I can't believe he went that fucking hard, and everyone popped. Oh god.
Everyone's thinking it.
Again, I don't watch Cafe du Rene, but I watch when like they interviewed Rob Van Dam and certain people. Like I'll pop on, but I don't really actually know what they think of AEW in general. But it's hilarious. He just went that fucking.
Well, most of all, Paul London ain't looking for a fucking job. You know, we confirmed.
Can you give me a beat? Sight, subliminal, lyrical, rap megastar, cynical. Here's Johnny Cornette, Lamar, Jungle.